Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praise to the Most High Yah. Thanking and giving all praise to the Most High Yah for waking us up, letting us know that we're true Israelites of the Bible that scattered to the four corners of the earth, the Negroes, the 12 tribes of Israel, all the Negroes. Thanking Him for the Messiah who came and died for Israel's sin. What meant for that, we wouldn't be here talking today. And He resurrected. So He given us uh confidence and proof that if we die, we're gonna resurrect according to the Messiah. And we ought to give thanks for the Most High for all these things and the apostles that preach and went around waking up Israel. That we are a descendant of the 1/3. That's who we are descendants of. Right now, we wouldn't be talking to each other. So the apostles did that job and the Messiah and the Father, which they are one. So, that's something to give all praises to. All right, now. So tonight, y'all see the verse, black man versus black woman, Israel, respect. We're going to talk about respect because it's so many times that Israel as a whole don't have the respect for one another, right? We respect the white man, the Chinese man, the white woman, the Chinese woman, the Hispanic woman, the Hispanic man, Arabic man, or whatever, or Arabic woman. We give them most respect, right? And also, you don't see the Arabic woman disrespecting the Arabic man. You know what happened to if they do that. You don't see the Arabic man. Well, you do see the Arabic man disrespecting the Arabic woman. Or you don't see white women even every now and then you'll see them, but not as much showing disrespect towards the white man. So we want to come together as a nation, the Israelite man and the Israelite woman. So tonight we're going to talk about the story of King David in 2 Samuel 11, 2 Samuel 12. And also we're going to talk about King David, but we're going to talk about Bathsheba too. And also I got a video to play. It's really good, brother. He's an Israelite, and he bringing out some good stuff on disrespect. So we're going to cover all these things about disrespect within Israel and respect tonight. We're going to talk about the man first, but mostly we're going to talk about the woman. Because when we look at the story of King David, everybody always talk about King David, but you never hear anybody talk about Bathsheba, right? She played a big part in what they did. So tonight we're going to talk about that. We're going to get through it. Y'all in the chat, anything about respect or relationship in the scriptures, if you got it, bring it out. So this is the one of the main things that we focus on is respect and disrespect. So that we're gonna aim it, we talking about respect, but also we're talking about disrespect. And so many of our brothers that's married or in a relationship, when they feel like they significant ones or disrespecting them, they don't have the courage, right, to say, hey, you disrespecting me, or I don't like that because they scared that the woman gonna leave them alone, what, blah blah. Yeah, I think I got two on playing, y'all. I'm gonna take one down. So if y'all see two playing, I'm going to take one down now. I think I got two ones playing. I'm gonna take one down, and that's what I'm doing now. Taking one down. So anybody that was on the other one, we still on. So I only got one up, one live up. I had two on playing. All right now. So all right. Let me greet the chat and we're going to get right into it. Hope the brothers come on. If not, we still gonna get right into it. Shalom, brother T. I sent you the link if you want to come in. Zara Yah, shalom. How you doing, sister? Robert Yellet Sr., shalom. How you doing, brother? Mr. The Original School, shalom. How you doing, brother? Good Life 611, shalom. How you doing? Johanna, shalom, brother. How you doing? 7A Vet, shalom, sister. How you doing? You love Yah. Shalom. How you doing? All right. We're going to get right into it, right? And we remember we're talking about respect and disrespect. So we're going to get right into it with King David, right? So I'm going to read a couple scriptures in First Samuel, right? 2 Samuel, I'm sorry, chapter 11. So we are going to get right into it. Brother Earl on here. Shalom, Brother Earl. Said Brother Earl's in the house. Shalom, Brother Earl. I didn't see you right here. You in the house? Where Brother Earl at? So I missed his name. All right. Shalom, Brother Earl. I don't see you, but shalom. How you doing? All right. So 2 Samuel is, Adariah. All right. Shalom, sister. Shalom, Adariah, Yahoo. So a lot of these, when you look at 2 Samuel, we're going to look at the story, what went along, what happened with King David, right? 2 Samuel verse 1 starts out, it says, and it came to pass, after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle, that David sent Joab and his servant with him, all of Israel. They destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah. But David tarried still at Jerusalem. And it came to pass in an eventide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house. And from the roof he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam, the wife of Uriah the Hittite? And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he laid with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness, and she returned unto her house, right? So goes on verse 5. And the woman conceived and sent and told David, said, I am with child. And David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah the Hittite. And Joab sent Uriah to David. And when Uriah was come unto him, David demanded of him how Joab did, and how the people did, and how the war prospered. And David said unto Uriah, go down to thy house and wash their feet. And Uriah departed out of King David's house. There followed him a mess of meat from the king. But Uriah slept at the door of King David's house with all the servants of his Lord, and went not down to his house. And when they had told David, saying, Uriah went not down unto his house, David said unto Uriah, comest thou not from thy journey? Why didst thou not go down unto thy house? And Uriah said, the ark and Israel and Judah abide in the tents, my lord Joab, and the service of my lord, and encamp in the open field. Shall I then go unto my house to eat and to drink and to lie with my wife? As thou livest, as thou so livest, I will not do this thing. And David said unto Uriah, tarry here to this day, also tomorrow, and I will let thee depart. So Uriah abode in Jerusalem that day and the morrow. And when David had called him, he did eat and drank before him, and he made him drunk, and even he went out of to lie on his bed with the servant of his Lord, but went not down to his house. Uriah was determined not to go to his house with his wife. Ain't that something, y'all? I wonder why. And it came to pass in the morning that David wrote a letter to Joab, sent it by hand of Uriah. And he wrote in the letter saying, set ye Uriah in the forefront of the hottest battle. Retire ye from him, that he may be smitten and die. King David put the man on the front line because he got the man's wife pregnant, right? And it came to pass when Joab observed the city that he assigned Uriah unto the place where he knew the valiant men were. And the men of the city went out and fought with Joab, and there fell some of the people of the servants of David. And Uriah Hittite died also. All right. So when we're looking at this story, how King David, right? Thank you, Mr. The Original School. We look at this story how King David, right, sent forces out. Sent Uriah in the front line. Why did he do that? Because he was sleeping with the man's wife, right? And that right there was so disrespectful within Israel for us to do something like that. And King David, y'all know he was trying to get Uriah to go down and lay with his wife because Bathsheba was said she was pregnant, right? After King David slept with her. But Uriah, right, wouldn't do that. And so often when we look at this story, right, we look at what King David did. It was completely wrong. He had no reason sleeping with that man's wife because he walked out on the king's balcony, or roof, and he seen Bathsheba bathing, and she was very beautiful. He wanted that. He wanted that lust. But the thing is, he did a lot of stuff wrong in this area. He disrespect Israel, the Most High. He disrespect Uriah as a man. And then he took Uriah and tried to get him to sleep with his wife to cover up what he did. Uriah wouldn't do it. Some tells me Uriah might have had some reason why. Some tells me Uriah maybe, he was understanding what was going on. But even Bathsheba said she was, purified. She was scared of what she did, right, with her sin. But King David, then after that, because Uriah wouldn't go sleep with his wife, he put them on the front line, and they end up dying, in this mess. Ecclesiastes 23, all bread is sweet to the homeowners. He will not leave off till he die. Yeah. He will not leave off till, and that's so true. So King David had to set up a plan because, the scripture tells us that the woman is free, right, when the husband is dead. So he put him on the front line. Now, I want y'all think about this. You got a man dying, fighting for Israel, for his people, Israel, in war, and his wife sleeping with the king, right? I don't know how disrespectful that could be. And so often within our life, even within me when I was young, my mindset, like, I don't care who this is. I want, we have so many women out here. We don't have to do that. And of course, I'm going to go to 2 Samuel chapter 12, right? And we're going to read what the Most High said to him. Remember what King David did, right? So what King David did is try to cover his sin by having Uriah put on the front line, and he was killed, right? Shalom, shalom, Kamisia, shalom. So David committed adultery, committed murder, sent Uriah the Hittite to the front of the battle and was killed. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that was on King David, exactly, right? So we're looking at a brother that's disrespecting one of his servants, that's serving him in a war and sleep with that man's wife and had that man killed, right? This is crazy. So let's before we go to the next thing, we're gonna go to 2 Samuel, right? In 2 Samuel chapter 12, right? King David, it starts off and it says, hold up, let me see what Yana put. Adultery, murder, that's a bad combo, but he had favor with the exactly. We're gonna get that. You're exactly right. It's a and that lets them know that y'all, we got to be very careful because remember, King David was a man after God's own heart, and he was operating in lust, right? And when lust take over you, you don't even care, right? Who the person is. That could be your brother. You don't care, and that's what happened to King David. And you become disrespectful, no respect or nothing, and you see what happened. 2 Samuel 12 says, and the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him and said unto him, there were two men in one city, and the one rich and the other poor. And the rich man has exceeded many flocks and herds, but the poor man has nothing, save one little Eve lamb, which he had brought and nourished up. And it came and it grew up together with him, with his children. It did eat of his own meat and drank of his own cup, lay in his bosom, and was unto him as a daughter. Keep in mind that, right? And there came a traveler unto the rich man, and he spared to take of his own flock and of his own herd to dress for the wayfaring man that would come unto him, but took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come to him. Now keep that in mind of this parable what Nathan is giving David. And David anger was greatly kindled against the man. He said to Nathan, now look what David gonna say to Nathan, y'all. He said unto Nathan, as the Lord liveth, that man that has done these things shall surely die. And he said, he shall restore the lamb fourfold because he did this thing and because he has no pity. And Nathan said to David, thou art the man. That said the Lord God of Israel, I anointed thee king of Israel, and I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul, and I gave thee thy master's house. Now watch this. And thy master's wives into their bosom. They already had many wives. And gave thee the house of Israel and Judah. And if that has been too little, I would have moreover have given unto thee such and such thing. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandments of the Lord, to do evil in his sight, that has killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and has taken his wife to be thy wife, and has slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now keep in mind, let's stop right there, right? Now, what David did, right, was something that, was very, 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 very bad, right? He took the man's wife, he slept with the man's wife, he got her pregnant, right? And after he got her pregnant, he tried to get Uriah to sleep with his wife. Uriah wouldn't do it. He was faithful to the cause. He wanted to win the war against the Ammonites, right? And so he wouldn't go down there until the war was finished. Uriah ended up getting killed. So when Nathan was giving David this parable of the rich man, the poor man, and David didn't realize that the parable was about him until Nathan told him. So what David did was completely wrong, but we keep reading it. He fell on his face, and he asked the Most High for forgiveness. And the Most High did forgive him, but because of all that, remember, he had to pay for that sin, right? This is before the Messiah came and died. So he had to pay for the sin. Actually, King David was very special because when you do a sin like that, that's a sin to death. He could have been stoned to death. So he didn't get stoned to death, right? So he had to pay for the he repent, right? This is why we see the repentance coming in even in the New Testament, the Old Testament, right? So King David fell on his face and repented. Y'all can keep reading the scriptures and they'll tell you that. I'm not going to keep reading down because I want to go into something else now. But David did wrong. But so often how we can read about King David and what he did wrong. But how about Bathsheba, y'all? Y'all notice that the story really don't say too much about Bathsheba? Look what she did. When King David called for her, she didn't have to sleep with King David. She didn't even, when she came, she could have brought the law up. But she didn't. Because he was he was the king, right? And so often when we see the sisters of Zion, the women of Zion, right? When you have somebody that has a high statue, it seems like it's beyond of what we see today than any other man walking around here. This man was the king of Israel. So why did she turn and say, hey, I got a husband. I can't do this, We don't read in the scripture that King David made her do this. But people, you notice they don't talk about Bathsheba. Only thing we talk about is the story about King David and what he did. Well, what about Bathsheba? Why didn't she show respect towards her husband? Why didn't she say, hey, I can't do this. I can't sleep with you. I'm married. It's no scripture that says she can't say no to the king. No, that's not true. So she didn't have to do that, right? It's just like when Moses now went to Egypt and he told his wife to tell him that that they were sisters and brothers, right? And so when the Pharaoh found out that was his wife, he was like, man, what are you doing? Why didn't you tell me that? That was very serious back in the day, right? So Bathsheba could have stood up according to the law and said, we don't supposed to do this. But she didn't. And Uriah, she didn't show that respect for her husband. Now, today's the time that we living in today, that go for our Israelite man and an Israelite woman. When you married and you with that man or woman, you have to have that type of respect to say no. But so often when you got famous people, singers, rappers, well, this is what he's a rapper, he's a singer, or she's a singer, she's a movie star, and we just let ourselves go. Well, what about the respect for the man you with? Because he don't have the money he have, or she don't have the glamour or she have. Guess what we do? We'll allow these people to use us up, and then next thing you know, you ain't nothing. They just, you slept with them. That's it. That's what's going on in Israel today as we live today. But the problem is with the man is within respect. He is scared to speak out and tell his woman, hey, you disrespect me. Hey, now the woman ain't scared to tell the man that whenever he disrespect. I give y'all that. But a lot of our Israelite men are scared to speak out to say, hey, that's disrespectful to me. You shouldn't say that. You shouldn't do that. And when he says that, if it become a big argument, it even make it worse. Because you thinking, man, she disrespect me, and I'm telling her, and now she want to argue about like it's okay. No, it should be completely cut off. You know what, baby? You're right. I shouldn't did that. I'm sorry. I didn't know I disrespected you. And that's where it should be, or vice versa. So I got a video I want to play. I want to come back on this. I think this is going to be a real good video. This brother, he's a Israelite. He represented as an Israelite. And his name is Jason Wilson. Fair use.
Shalom, my brothers. I truly pray all is well with you and your families. Today, I want to address something that corrodes the very foundation of countless homes: disrespect from the woman a man loves. For years, we've been told that women need love and men need respect. as if the Creator Most High divided these essentials between genders. That's complete nonsense. Both love and respect are oxygen for the human soul. One cannot flourish where the other is withheld. But here's the tragedy, my brothers. Many men have conditioned or have been conditioned to endure the slow suffocation of being disrespected by the woman he loves. Instead of confronting the decay, he buries it under silence. He convinces himself that peace is maintained by avoidance, but avoidance is not peace, my brothers. It's actually paralysis. And so the man retreats, sometimes physically, after the children are grown and the house is empty. He files for divorce with the same calmness he once used to suppress his pain and disappointment. Other times he never leaves at all. He just checks out. He numbs himself with alcohol, drugs, or the hollow comfort of artificial intimacy. And at the core of it all is fear. Not fear of confrontation in a physical sense, but fear of exposure. And what I mean by that, the terror of admitting that his wife's tone, her words, her disregard actually wounds him emotionally. Because deep down, he's been taught, like every man, that a man who feels pain is weak, even physical pain. We're taught young that no pain, no gain. But somewhere inside of us, we know that's a lie. We see it play out in sports. If your star athlete, or just say quarterback, tears his ACL, you don't throw him back in the game. You take him out of the game until he can rehab. But for some reason, we've allowed this world to define us as men. And as a result, many of us have lost our lives. But the truth is, my brothers, it's that this stoicism or this silence doesn't make you strong. It actually makes you disappear. A man must learn to speak, not with aggression, but with assertiveness and authority. Not with pride, but with presence. Because until you confront the disrespect that devalues you, you'll keep living beneath the weight of what you refuse to face. And what makes it all worse is the misleading mantras you've been conditioned your whole life to believe. Never let her see you sweat. Happy wife, happy life. That's the classic. Or the one that we often miss, but subconsciously hits us, is when we hear our wives or the woman in our lives referred to as the better half. Men, you've been sold mantras that sound noble, but are actually poison, because they make you believe your thoughts and your feelings don't matter in marriage or a relationship. And if you believe that long enough, you will start living like it. The Bible says there's nothing worse than living in a house with a contentious woman. And I like to add, there's nothing worse than having to check your heart out of the home you live in. That slow emotional withdrawal, that quiet erosion of connection happens when a woman's dominance or disrespect become the atmosphere of your home. And a man convinces himself that it's just not worth the fight to confront that behavior. Well, my brothers, you have to understand that peace is not the absence of conflict. That's actually passivity. Solitude in your home comes from addressing what needs to be addressed, so that resentment doesn't become the new foundation of your relationship. I can't count many times that Nicole and I would have conflict, and it's because I was offended or she was offended by something we either said, but we chose to stop sweeping our issues under the rug, to confront things head on. And as a man, I can't tolerate disrespect, especially from the ones that I love. And what honor is it to have respect outside of your home, but when you come home, you feel disrespected and even dishonored? This is why it's imperative as men that we speak up when we feel disrespected. And here are 8 action steps you can take to resolve disrespect from your wife or the woman in your life. And this also can apply to your own children in your home. Action step number 1, decide if it's worth the fight. When I say fight, I'm not talking about shouting matches or physical altercations. I'm talking about the willingness to engage, to confront, or even when you know your wife may get upset, even cry, or react strongly, you still speak the issue. You can't continue, my
Shalom, brother. Sorry, we're gonna stop it right there. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. But Shalom, how you doing?
Shalom, shalom, brother. How you doing, bro? What's going on? Shalom to the family and chair. All praise to the Most High. Black man versus the black woman in Israel. Respect. I'll say this real quick. When it comes down to respect, black men, we kind of know what that is. Some of us do. The majority of us do, and the ones that don't know what respect is. You know what respect is now. That you found out that you didn't have respect, because we can't walk around each other and not respect each other, men. You get what I'm saying? So when men play basketball and like football and stuff like that, we understand that there's a leader and we have to respect that leader. And I think women don't understand what respect is, because they're not held accountable for the things that they do. And the number one thing the Bible tells a woman to do is respect her man, but they don't seem to get it.
Yeah, earlier I had read 2 Samuel 11 and how King David went out, he called for Bathsheba. And you know the story, sleeping with him, and he put you right in the front line and died. And so often, we talk about King David, but nobody ever talk about Bathsheba. And the thing is, like today, he's the king of Israel. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Just like the women today, they see Chris Brown or somebody, and Usher.
Even you brothers that got wives, you got your wives.
They see
that
at
these celebrities,
and they ready to sleep with them. And so the same thing with Bathsheba, and have more respect. They have more respect
for exactly.
Having respect more for these people than your husband or the one that say you love. This is what's going on in Israel today. And if we come together as man and woman, respect one another as a nation, because remember, that man put on his pants just like I do. He just got more money. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's the boy.
To be honest with you, they actually exposed the woman you got. If she worried about how much money, if she like you like another man and she got a husband about the money, that actually exposes her intentions.
Now, how you think?
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'm responding to you.
How do you think Bathsheba was feeling when King David? Remember, y'all, take this in mind, y'all. We know y'all don't want no Donald Trump. I can imagine he looked like an Owens pillar. But let's say Donald Trump was a black guy, right? A nice looking black guy that's the president in the United States, right? Let's say that, Let's say he looked like, what's the black guy that girls go, Ibra, what's his name?
They
know Ibra, whatever his name is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The dark skin guy.
He play on?
He played on Taken.
The dude that played on Taken.
Yeah.
With Chris Brown and all them actors when they were
let's say he was president, right? Right now. And he seen one of the women and he called for you and you go there. So remember, we talking about Bathsheba. That's a pressure there. King of Israel. Scripture said King David was a nice looking man, right? And Bathsheba goes there. He's the king of Israel. And guess what she do? She sleeps with the man. There you go. Esdras Ebba. So So let's say that was him. And he called one of y'all there.
78 vets, huh?
78 brick. Got a post up in that house. But let's say he called her, right? And you are married to him, right? You married to your man, or you have somebody you in love with, right? Let's say that. So are you gonna fall like Bathsheba. One thing is Bathsheba was lucky about. I ain't gonna say lucky, but one thing happened with Bathsheba. King David really loved her because he stayed with her, right? But ain't so often that when we live in America, they ain't gonna be like that. You just gonna get got, and that's it. So what I'm saying is that if Bathsheba would have had that super respect, look, she said he's handsome. Yeah, see. But
Yeah.
Bathsheba would have had that
And
super
I'm gonna tell you what made guys more handsome, because you could put a regular guy like me or a regular guy like Kadar and put him on TV and get money, then you'll start saying I'm fine and he fine. It's just the
yeah.
money, it's just the fame. Women go after power. It's not so much of how he look, it's the fame. You know what I'm saying? Women are attracted to men that every other woman wants. You know what I'm saying? So if you keep seeing this guy over and over on TV and fame, you're gonna say, hey, this guy's fine. It happens all the time. It's in the psyche. I have daughters that I'm growing up with, and they watch people on TV like, hey, he's fine. You know what I'm saying?
And also, now you got black women. Actually, they go crazy over white guys too. It's sad. Now the same people that enslave your people, enslave your people, and you go crazy. And then look, y'all, don't get me wrong. You got more black guys going crazy than white girls. Don't get me wrong, y'all. So that's true, because black guys, in the NBA. But my thing is that where's the respect in Israel, right? So the guy said, if a woman is disrespecting you, you have to think, should I say something to her about it? It's gonna start an argument. No, you got to be truthful and bring it up, because if you don't bring it up, it won't give her time to say, hey, you know what? You don't give her a chance to say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have did that, right? So if you never bring up, if you scared that they gonna leave you, that's a chance you got to take, man. You can't allow somebody to keep disrespecting you, and then 10, 20 years from now, you ready to kill them, and they don't know why you mad, and you say, well, or you leave them for another woman, right? Or for you just leave them because they was disrespecting you, right? And so that's why it's good for us to stop being scared, men, and bring it up. Look, honey, you disrespected me. What you said. I don't care what it is. If it's disrespectful to you, if it hurts you, you need to let her know. So you give her a chance. If you don't let her know, give her a chance, she'll never know. And then take for instance, I'm gonna talk about me. When I was married, my first marriage to this lady, and she was super disrespectful. I ended up telling her, but when I told her she was disrespectful, it was too late. It was like, oh, you jealous, and all like that. But I should have told her from the beginning, from the get-go, right? But I waited too long. When I said that, it was like I'm the jealous guy, and I'm not what you call a jealous guy. But however, I said I would never let that happen again, and I won't. If something bothers me, I'm gonna let you know.
I'll take that. Let me correct that. I'm just like the Most High. I am a just guy. If I marry a woman and my woman looking at another guy or attracted to another guy, I'm going to be jealous. That's righteous because she belonged to me. Anything, you get what I'm saying? It's not a sin to be. Show me a scripture that says it's a sin to be jealous. It's actually, it talks about if the law, it says if jealousy come upon him, there's a ritual that you're supposed to go through. If you think your wife is sleeping with another man, she's supposed to go through like a little ceremony thing, make her stomach big or something like that. So you being jealous is, if your wife made you jealous, she might got some uncleanness in her. Because men just don't get jealous out of nowhere. You get what I'm saying? Especially if the woman is your woman, you know what I'm saying? That she was a virgin, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. So let me ask you something, Josiah, by saying that. How about if a woman not physically sleeping? How about a woman not physically sleeping with a man, but in their mind lust after that man because they like him so much because it's lust, right? Wouldn't that be considered disrespectful to your husband or to your man?
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah. I was thinking that too. Yeah, you're right. The Most High said, "I'm a jealous God." He do say that. So yeah, and you know what? And that happened.
It said jealousy is a rage of a man. Remember, don't it
Yeah.
say that in Proverbs?
Yeah.
Jealousy is the rage of a man. He would not
Rage of
spare
man.
gift. And it
Yep.
talks about a man going into another man's wife. You'll be
Yep.
jealous of that he will not
Yep.
spare gift of anything like that. So that's normal for a man to get jealous if his wife go off on him.
So I'm going to get back to the video, but men, stop being scared to tell your woman, right, that you feel disrespected if she disrespect you. 'Cause let me tell you something. If you disrespect them, oh, they're gonna let you know quick and fast. Black women ain't gonna let you get by with that. They're gonna let you go and might let you know, right? Huh? Yeah. You ain't get jacked tonight or tomorrow night or the next night. So black men, stop being scared to speak out and say, look, honey,
timid.
You disrespect you are disrespecting me. I don't like you having male friends coming over my house to a cookout and you don't have no female friends. What kind of mess is that? And I've seen that happen before. It ain't happened to me. If it happened to me, I'd probably be in prison. But but I've seen that happen before. You know, I had a friend, you know, and their wife only had male friends at a cookout that they was having. What kind of mess is that? So
you mean tell me, wait a minute, no female there? Oh, that's
it might have been, but it wasn't many. It was mostly all male friends at a cookout. And I'm like, well, dang. And my thing is,
I bet he invited them too.
I don't know, but my thing is this: I'm not having no stuff like that. I don't care. Yeah, I'm a masculine man, but I ain't. That's crazy. So men, we don't have to be scared to speak up because you know women try to. If your woman make you feel like you jealous, and of course you are jealous, but if it make you feel like you wrong, no, it's not wrong. The speak out and say, hey, you know, that's disrespectful. Why are you having men all around you? You know, why? What's the big deal? You're not satisfied with me? You don't agree with me? You hate me? You don't like me? Then leave me alone, you know? But a lot of our men are scared to speak up and scared to say things because they want to feel like they, you know. You're right. Talking about Lust got the football. Yeah, he was done anyway with that white chick he had. But yeah, Lust got the football coach. Yeah, in trouble. You're exactly right. But y'all know something? How they showed the black man, but it was the same team. The other white man did something even worse than what he did. But y'all notice they don't. Man, these jokers hate us. You see how they did doing the black man, but they're not doing the white guy like that. What if the woman only have male friends and truly friendship? Nah.
And no woman can be friends with no damn man.
The thing is that if they have friendship like you would be friendship with a woman and they coming over your house, nah, bro. That's crazy. I understand some women in America, you know, they'll say that they get along with men better than women because, you know, black women, you be going against each other. But if you only have male friends to come to the cookout and no females, no, something wrong with that. Somebody's doing something.
This is what I'm saying. Are we in the truth? Are we in the truth? Because the scripture says not to sit down with another man's wife. Damn, have friends. Come on, man.
Well, yeah, do say that. Let's get back to this video. Fair use.
My brother, to allow the fear of her reaction keep you from having the conversation. But before you step into this, you need to decide, is this relationship worth the effort? Now, if you're married, it's definitely worth it. If you're not married, you need to examine and really think through, is this relationship worth saving, or is all of this conflict actually a sign from the Most High that I need to escape this before I can commit to something that could be detrimental to my life and, more importantly, His will for my life? If the answer is yes, that it is worth it, and you want to give it another honest try, then it's time for you to take this next step. Action step number 2, deal with you. Before you point the finger, my brother, you have to turn the hand around. Ask yourself, why did I let this go on for so long? What caused you, my brother, to sweep so many issues under the relationship rug? Was it fear of conflict? Was it a belief planted early in life that women can't be trusted with your emotions or your thoughts? I remember a brother once telling me, never give a woman your heart, not even your wife. And when I told my father, actually, that I wanted to marry Nicole, his first
Hey,
words
Kadar,
were, why in the hell would you want to do that?
Yeah.
a lot of us was messed up from childhood because think about what we was told, and also we heard what adults was teaching little girls. We was told not to hit a girl, no matter what, right? We didn't it wasn't told that if a girl disrespect you, not to put up with it.
Exactly.
Was you told that as a kid? I wasn't told
Nope.
that. We were just told that don't hit girls. So what was the girls told? They wasn't told to respect boys, men. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I had growing up is my mother and father and how they react. And they would, whenever they got in a little argument or something, my father would say something was so funny. My mama could be mad as fire, and she'll just start laughing, say, "Oh, Bobby," and they'll hug and kiss. And I used to be peeping around the corner, and I love that. That's the only thing, watching them and how my father loved my mother, because that, my mother only, being with my father, that was it. And they was together to death, till they died. And you're right. They never, only thing my, told us don't hit a woman, right? Because you're the stronger vessel. But I never heard him say, hey, women, don't disrespect me. Now I can't, I have to ask my sisters, maybe my mama told, I don't know. But I
You
know
didn't hear
I
it
ain't
though.
never heard him
You
say,
didn't hear
no,
it.
I didn't hear it. Yeah,
Exactly.
I didn't hear that.
Exactly. I didn't hear it either.
Hear that.
Nobody in the chat that's a man heard that growing up. Nobody.
I never heard a woman or a mama say, hey, don't disrespect men. If that's your man, you got to show him respect. You got to be, you got to be faithful. You got to blah blah. I never heard that growing up. I never heard that. So look what this brother gonna say right here next. He's getting right into what did his father tell him when he's gonna marry his wife in the code. This is interesting, y'all. For you.
When you grow up, my brothers, hearing lies and negativity like that, they create patterns in your brain. You start believing women are not safe spaces for you to be transparent with or transparent in. And so even when your heart is aching and your mind is ready to check out of the relationship, you bite your tongue, thinking that's the manly thing to do. That's not manhood, that's emotional incarceration.
Smart founders know something most people miss. Get your domain name even if you're not ready to launch your business. With Wix, you can
look. What happens when you bite your tongue? You don't.
Action step number 3.
It just get worse.
What happened, y'all, men, when you bite your tongue and you don't say nothing? What happens to that? Just get worse. Right?
Her being a weaker vessel, her by being a weaker vessel, she gonna keep getting. She got away with, so she's gonna keep doing it, so she can keep getting away with. You can't let a woman get away with nothing. Nothing. You gotta check it right at the door. Once she do it, you gotta check it right at the door, or she's gonna make it a habit. It's just their nature. It's not wrong or right. It's just their nature.
This is nature growing up in this society in the Western world, because they want the woman to be our women, y'all. Y'all notice it's our women, and we can't talk about women as a whole. We talking about black women and black men, because the way they taught us, they want the black women to rule over us. That's the way they taught, and that's why we so messed up in this. And now I seen the video where the black woman said, "No, I would not be submissive to a black man, even if he's a good man." Like, dog. If he wasn't a good man, the scripture tell you to be submissive to him. Fair use.
And hold on. And they look at submission like slavery. but then go actually get with the slave master, the white dude. You get what I'm saying? You'll say submitting to a black dude is slavery, like slavery. I ain't finna do that. That sounds like slavery. But you'll go actually with the slave master that had your people in slavery. Stupid, man.
You're right. Exactly. You're looking at these white boys on TV, and I'm like, man, listen, y'all, black women, I love y'all as a whole. I would not disrespect. I had this guy say this the other day, but I'm saying that I would not disrespect a black woman by going and marry a white girl. The guy said he would marry the ugliest black girl before he married a white woman. And the thing is, I would love when I see black women talk like that. I love it when they say no. I want a black king, even though that's not in the truth. You got black women talk like that. I love that. That blows me up. That gives me so much excitement when black women talk like that. But guess what? No, they want to look at Brad Pitt. Fair use, y'all. Fair use.
Change your perspective on peace. If you equate peace with avoiding conflict, you will lose your voice in your home and in life. Every time you don't speak up, you give up not just your worth, but your peace of mind. Peace without truth is compromise. It's just quiet oppression. To maintain peace in your relationship, you have to be willing to call out disrespect every time. That doesn't mean, my brothers, that you call out small annoyances. Please understand that will wear your wife or the woman in your life down. Imagine if everything you did, there was always a complaint or a judgment. We can't operate in that space either. But it does mean refusing to allow a pattern of behavior that erodes the foundation of love and respect. Action step number 4, control your emotions in conflict. This is where a lot of men lose the battle. You have a valid point. You rehearsed it in your head. You're ready to bring it up, but then the emotions rise.
Hey, y'all. I had to stop it here. I'm looking at the chat, y'all. And y'all sending the chat making me very happy. I see 7-8 Doria and Mr. The Original, all y'all, Johanna. Every last one of y'all are saying I couldn't be with nobody but a black man or a black woman. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. This right here is the beginning of respect. Even that right there alone, y'all. Whoa. Can y'all see this? I mean, you see that? I can't pull it up right now, but I got my phone here and I can see that. And I really appreciate that y'all saying these things. Run that back. He's saying the same thing. This is what I'm talking about. That alone is the beginning of respect. You see that, Josiah, in the chat? They going in.
Yeah, I see it.
And that's what we have to keep our mindset right. This is what's going to build Israel. Fair use.
You start raising your voice. You start to get sarcastic. You start swinging your words like you're wielding a sword instead of building your case like a lawyer. And now, instead of having to address her behavior, you're the one apologizing for how you communicated to her about her offense against you. My brothers, hear me. You must have resolve to resolve.
Hey, that
conflict.
is so true.
Your composure is your credibility.
This is where I'm guilty at. When I'm addressing disrespect, I tend to get angry because I'm addressing it. The reason why I get too angry because I'm addressing it too much. I feel like I'm talking about respect too much. So I'm just talking about me. The reason why I get like that because I'm guilty of what he just said. Trying to correct disrespect emotionally, and men get emotional by getting angry. So once we get attacked by being disrespect, we think we coming at it with anger when we supposed to chill out and know how we debate with scriptures. We supposed to get in that mindset. Let her understand, hey, you're disrespecting me on this level. This how it make me feel, and move on. Don't keep talking about it, because that's where I go wrong. And keep talking about it, and she don't understand. She ain't gonna never disrespect you, forcing her to understand. You get what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right. Oh, you're exactly right. And that's good that you came out and said it. That's where we got to be honest. That's good. Because believe it or not, y'all, when I'm disrespect, I'm the opposite. Y'all know how I am, but I'm the opposite. I'm gonna tell you why. I want to get this problem solved. So I'm like, look, I'm the total. You wouldn't believe the way I act when if somebody disrespect me that I'm dating or I'm in a marriage. I'm the opposite because I want to get it solved. I want them to why, I want to know why, right? And if the why ain't what I'm looking for, then I'm out. So I'm sorry, I shouldn't be that way, and I shouldn't be that way. I would say that is that, but sometimes stuff like that just turns my stomach because a lot of disrespect don't have to be. It's really stupid. You ask me. It's really stupid. Like,
Go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because you got certain men because you don't want to be over. You know what I'm saying? Because certain men with every little thing the woman do, she could just be playing with you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to address everything. You get what I'm saying? Let your woman feel comfortable around you. You know what I'm saying? We still kids. Yeah. They call us the children of the Most High. Call us the children of the Most High. We all still children. Remember, our people live to be 900 years, some years old. I'm only 30 something. You only 50 something. They ain't shit. You get what I'm saying? Talk about maturity. We're all still children.
That is so true. Now, I have to be honest with that. Now, I can take a lot of playing because I play a lot. But when you talking about another man, I don't play with so I can't play.
No, don't play with me. Don't play with me about that. Don't play with me about being gay. Don't play no gay jokes.
No gay, no other man. Other than other stuff, I can play. I can take it. Yeah.
I can play, yeah.
So, I understand that.
You want your woman to be playful with you. You know
I love that. But don't, I'm going, no.
Don't cross the line. Your wife's
that right there, I can't play with because and when I'm in a relationship, I am the man. When I say that, I mean that Billy D. Williams can't top me, Usher, Chris Brown, whoever, what's his name, Edris, none of that. I'm the man. If I ain't the man, I ain't the man for you. If anybody else make your skin crawl and you want to sleep with them, or if anybody else make you want to just go off and you see them, then I ain't the man for you. Then you get with them. And so the same way, if I was like that towards, I see another woman, right? If I didn't tell you, hey, I want her to be my second, right, third wife, I just see her and I want to sleep with her. And I'm like, I hope you feel the same way. Like, hold up, man. And so this is the thing. This is where we have to be. We got to be straight up and honest. And then it cuts the chase. You ain't got to worry about all this other stuff going on in the rest of your life because they already know where you stand. But if you don't do that, this is what you're going to see. You're going to be somewhere, see Chris Brown, you remember they were going to go crazy.
Don't be like I used to be. My wife, listen, I'm telling y'all the truth. Ain't no line in therapy. My wife could listen. When I was, I used to be the most, you better not look at my wife type of dude on this earth. When I in my earlier stages and I'm coming to the truth, I used to be very insecure, whatever they call it, where you couldn't even talk to my wife. You was trying to hit. I was very insecure or very jealous. You couldn't even look at her. You get what I'm saying? But now that I'm older and mature and I know where I used to be, that's why I can call out a simp. I can see those problems because it used to be me.
And I was like that with my
every man been like that. If you honest,
I was like that with my kid's mother.
Every man came across some good coop and got sprung, and you know what I'm saying, and became a weak man because the shit was so good.
And the thing about it is that when you with your woman and you love her, there's nothing wrong with that. Some people looking at now, I ain't talking about that type of simp is okay. But I'm talking about the simp that you just do everything she say. I know dudes won't even go out, but the wife go out. Now that's the simp. I ain't doing that. Ain't gonna happen. I ain't talking about that type of simp. I understand what you're saying. I used to like that with my kid's mother. If anybody looked at her, I'm ready to kill her, kill anybody, right? But
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
a,
you get
hey.
older, you
I feel like
grow.
I could.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I
So
got
like,
married at 20, 21, and I got my wife. I got my wife back in her youth days, so she was fine as
yeah,
hell back then. So
yeah.
I was really on guard. You know what I'm saying? If we would have
Oh,
known the
she's
truth
still
then,
beautiful,
I
man.
would.
What you talking about back
No, no,
then?
no,
You
no.
got
I'm not.
light skinned
What I'm
wife.
saying.
Yeah,
Of course, I'm just saying
yeah,
when they in their youth, they at their top. We can't lie about
yeah.
that. Women
That's true.
younger, they at their top. You know what I'm saying? Of the beauty. You get what I'm saying? They get a little older, that kind of beauty kind of fade. But that's why women should only. That's why women should only focus on beauty in the skin deep. You know how you treat that
Woo.
man, because you can
All
last
right
a
now.
long time.
Hey,
We got to talk
Josiah,
about it. It's natural.
Josiah,
Beauty fades.
Josiah, gonna be you gonna be a therapist
But
right here
my wife
tonight.
ain't. My wife's still beautiful because the way she treats me, the way
Yeah.
she's suffering with me. You get what I'm saying? 'Cause I done some shit,
Mhm.
and my wife's supposed
Yeah.
to be gone. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and my wife showed she loved me by staying with me. So I love
Right.
her the way because she loved me.
And you know,
The way she loved me.
yeah, that I mean, y'all got something there. You got kids, and like I said,
We got
y'all. Now I can't vouch for that because I don't have. Well, you got 10 kids. 10 kids. Eric got
Yep
7, 8, whatever. So
8.
y'all
He got
got
8.
yeah. So you got the kids, and you there with them, and that right there is a blessing. You know, I wish I could say that, but I can't because I don't have that. But what I do have is experience. I do have that, and the young lady I'm dating now, oh man, she is so great. She's beautiful, and even in age, I get mad. I ain't gonna say I get mad, but some people think that she's
You
a
say you
lot
courting?
younger than me. Yeah, we courting. Some people think she's a lot younger than me. We actually about the same age. She could turn 53. But like, she 53, and they look at me. I hear somebody ask me, was that my daughter? I don't like that now. But what I'm saying is that it's okay to love your woman and be with your woman, men. That's not a simp. A simp, like I said earlier, your woman get to do her thing. You can't do nothing, stay home and watch TV. Now that's a simp. So
And that's choice though. That's
yeah,
choice.
that is
That's a
choice.
man's
Yeah.
choice to be a simp. Because you don't have to be that way. I didn't have to be the way I had to be when during times when I was a simp. So
But
come
that's
on, man.
growing up, but that's growing. That's different. I ain't talking about that. I know people my age is like that now.
Well, they haven't grew up yet. I told you we're still children. We're
You're
still
right.
children.
You're right.
That's why I
They
said
haven't
that.
grew up yet, but yeah, you're right. All right, we're almost done with this video. This is a good
Man, I
topic,
like this
y'all.
dude beard, man. I'm jealous as hell. This dude
Hey
beard
man,
white as
this
hell.
guy right here, yeah, I know he white as snow. Ain't look like it snowed
Man,
at
white
the
as snow.
bottom here.
But you know what though? It took it off the top, and he got it on the chin. Huh?
Yeah, remind me of me, ain't it? You lose the hair, you grow it down. Fair use, y'all.
The moment you lose it, you hand over the moral high ground. Action step number 5, set the standard and keep it. Boundaries are not ultimatums. They are guardrails for respect. When you communicate your boundary calmly, clearly, and consistently, and then reinforce it with action, you teach the other person how to treat you. Always remember, a standard that's never enforced is truly just a suggestion. Action step number 6, invite her into the solution. One mistake men make is treating their wives like adversaries in these conversations or conflicts. Remember, if the relationship is worth fighting for, she's not the enemy. The disrespect is. After addressing the behavior, invite her into a conversation about how both.
Yep. And that's why I said he hitting the nail, because I was thinking about when I used to get emotional arguing with my wife, and man, Joe, he hitting the nail. He cut me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he cut me too.
He cut me.
That's why I like him.
He cut me. Yeah, but he's right. He's right on how to handle the disrespect. He's right.
But what if you never tell your wife or your woman you looking to be your wife, Colton, that she don't disrespect and you let it go? So at the end, how can you be really mad at her if you never tell her? What about that? She never know. All of a sudden, you just wake up one day. I did that, and I say, I look back over that and say, man, I should never did that, but I did that. you know. And I was at the point that I was praying another man take her from me because she disrespect me so much that I never said something. When I said something, it was too late. And when I said it's too late, I didn't want to be with her no more. So what if you never said nothing to her about the disrespect? Who do you blame when you never say nothing to her about it?
You
Do you blame yourself? I say yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What does it say? It says open rebuke is better than secret love. So you rebuking her, telling her, hey, you can't disrespect me. And this is what the scripture says. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures tell us to do well with our wives according to knowledge. Knowledge would be you telling her, hey, the scripture says you're supposed to reverence me and submit to me. Just bring it back on the scripture and put it on the Most High, because really it's not us telling them to submit, it's the Most High telling them to submit. So we have the scriptures on our side, so we don't have to get emotional, Josiah. We got the scriptures. Give the scripture.
Right.
The scriptures say respect your man. It don't even say he deserves respect. It say respect. Ain't no adding to that. It say respect him, reverence him as unto the Lord. Ain't no if, ain't no buts in that. No stipulation. The commandments is the commandments.
So how about we should love our wife like the Messiah loved the church, love Israel? What about that?
What about
We
that?
know how.
I mean,
we
you
know how
don't have
Israel
to
messed
tell
up.
a man to love himself. You don't have to really tell a man to do it. We've been doing that.
Yeah, yeah. So when you with your wife, you become one, right? So when you love your wife, you love yourself, right? So when people when you go to Christianity, right, they'll use it. You got to love your wife and love your church. I mean, as Christ loved the church, what they'll use, and they'll tell you basically whatever your wife do, you got to forgive and stay with her. It's like it's given the way when I was in Christianity, this is the way they explain it, right? So she do this, you got to forgive her because Christ forgave the church. You see what I'm saying?
No
Which we know it's
accountability.
not saying that. No accountability. You're right. That's why you
why
see a lot of single women in Christianity. Yeah.
In the church, Christian church.
Mhm.
So many women is in the Christian church because don't know woman. Think about it. Who really pays the pastor? The women. The women doing all that paying. Because it really ain't no real men in the church.
No.
You know what I'm saying? When I grew up in the church, I seen a little boy, the way he was hitting that damn tamarind, he was gonna be a faggot growing up. Y'all know how y'all know the music come on and the tamarind, that dude's hitting that damn thing too much like an effeminate man.
You're exactly right. And what happens is, and what happens, you're right. And so whenever you don't have masculine men in the church, or take for instance, I remember one time when me and my first wife, right, Michelle, me and her and her sister was going somewhere, right? Now check this out. I'm in the back seat. They riding down the road. Her sister's car. And they got to stop. They got to talk about these guys, right? Like I wasn't in the car. I said, hey, what's going on?
I'm sitting here.
What the heck? And me and her got in a big argument. I said, honey, your sister is single. You don't have to engage with that. And especially not when I'm in with her around. And you talking about disrespectful. Instead of her saying, baby, I'm sorry, I shouldn't did it, blah, blah, this. She made a big argument out like, you jealous? Of course. Look what you're doing. But she made a big argument about that, right? And so it made me become numb. When I left that relationship, I was so numb to the point that a lot of stuff didn't bother me, right? And bring you up to the point today in a relationship that I was in, you know what I'm talking about, just like this woman did something, even though it happened, it still didn't bother me. I didn't go crazy. I didn't cry. I didn't do none of that. I did none of that. I just got out of a relationship because she wanted out of a relationship. When she got a relationship, she tried to come back and say, But what I'm saying is that these things can mess a man up. And what happened to me then, it really messed me up. It's almost like my body is numb and somebody do something to me, a woman, I can almost say, hey, all right, I'm done. Forget you. You know, I you know,
And that's
and it's
maturity.
sad.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
maturity. How you handle
yeah,
it.
but it's
That's
sad.
maturity.
But yeah,
I
that
know.
was sad because you know, I wish I would have had the mind to get mad, but I didn't really. I wasn't feeling her, as we say, like that. And so when she did the thing, what she did, I didn't get mad. I didn't argue. I didn't do none of those things. And so what I'm saying, disrespect can drive a man to become numb. And that's what it did for me. It drove me to become numb. And I don't want that. I never want to have that feeling again. I want to have the feeling that I want the woman. I want to be with her. I won't have the feeling I want to be myself by myself because
So
you
you saying
become numb. Huh?
so you saying that's a effect to a man being disrespect all the time. That's an
Thank
effect
you.
that comes behind.
Yeah, you become
And
numb.
this is what we don't talk about. How does disrespect affect men?
Mm-hmm.
Because we've been going through disrespect by the white man for a long time. So
A long
we
time.
already feel less of a man. Think about it. That's why I said, if black women, y'all coming to the truth, y'all should be helping us fight the system. Y'all see the system is attacking us. Don't help the system attack us. Recognize that the system is the enemy and help your man. That's what you was created for, to help him. Now, you can read stories like Judah, how she used her charm and her beauty to cut the neck off. Y'all can use the system to help your men. Section 8, link card. You know what I'm saying? If your man, if he's a hustler, he's a money getter, let that man buy the house that you're getting Section 8 in, and he'll be paying himself. Like, we don't think. We in the truth, but we don't think about how to fuck the system over because they've been fucking us over.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And so when we come to that, like what Josiah was talking about, we got to use our brain. We got to come together. And we need to think and come together. Please don't continue on disrespecting your man because he becomes numb. Now, somebody like me, I became numb, but I never had a lust for white women. What happens to black guys when they become numb? Yeah. What happened to black guys when they become numb because of disrespect? What do they do, y'all? What do they run to? See what I'm saying?
You
As
just
soon
said
as you
it.
talk
But look,
to them,
that leads to hurtful. It ain't just white women. It leads to other lusts, hurtful lust that you don't even want to talk about.
Gay, yeah,
gay. You know what I'm saying? Y'all black women disrespecting black men. That affects black men to the T. Y'all really don't know how much we need respect, just like y'all need love. It works two ways. We need respect, or the Most High would have never commanded you to respect us.
Check this out. When we was in slavery, I wish I could bring it out. I probably can, but they probably take the video down. We could show you how they used to what they call that in slavery, the white man would rape the black man. You talking about disrespect. In front of the wives and kids, from the wives, or probably wives, not only one, because back then we was coming over here, we had more than one wife. We know that. So can you imagine you getting raped from your wives and your kids by a little skinny white man? You're right. I'm gonna put y'all posts up here when I get finished here, because y'all really posting some good stuff in the chat. Y'all
it is.
Posting
Let me ask you this before you play this.
Yeah.
Show me an example of a man respecting his woman, because what women fail to realize is men respect women. Y'all just don't see how we do it. Think about it. Show me an example of a man respecting his woman, Kadar. We talked about this.
One great example that we do in respecting women, right? You don't see men unless we don't want to be with a woman. So I ain't gonna use that.
Exactly.
If we don't want to be with one, we're gonna do anything.
We'll do anything to get you out. Hey, I can have multiple. I got 3 wives.
I seen times I had women, y'all, that like me, just I tell you, and I didn't like them, and I would tell them, you know what, I want multiple wives. I would say that because I know they weren't coming. So I used that so that stop liking me. How about that? But however,
Yeah.
if we love our woman, we with our woman.
It don't work though. It don't work.
You,
it don't work.
yeah, actually, it don't work. They
It still
still
don't
try.
work. It don't work.
But if we love our women, we went our woman. We ain't gonna sit around here and talk about how fine this woman right here I'm looking at you is, right? We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna hold the door for another woman, not hold it for you. I seen the men do that too. I don't know how they do it. And people get in arguments.
That's a 5%. That's the 5% of men though, but the majority the majority of men ain't gonna say if they see because we all watch movies with our wives or our women before, right? We're not gonna see a fine woman on TV and say, "Damn, she fine." Whoa, like the women, like
no,
women
we ain't
do
gonna
us.
do that. Even though we know she's beautiful, we ain't going out the way on that.
No, what y'all women don't realize is the lady that we left the store looked better than the woman on TV. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. We can see a woman that works at Burger King look 10 times better than Beyonce. So it don't matter if somebody is Beyonce or a movie star. A man wants somebody, they want them. We don't in other ways, we don't up the thing because they're a movie star. That would make sense.
No, because there's so many women out there that you can find a regular woman walking down the street look way better than a damn celebrity.
With no makeup on.
There's some of you women in the chat that look better than women on TV.
Yeah.
I know my wife do.
Yeah. So there's no such thing as celebrities booing you. This is crazy. And this was bringing us down.
In.
All right. Let me stop sharing right here. We're almost at the end of this. Shalom, brother E.
Shalom. What's up? What's happening? Shalom. All praise to the Most High.
Talk about this relationship disrespect. Black man, black woman. I should put part 2 because we did part 1. But it's pretty good. I'm playing this video of this brother named Jason Wilson. He's bringing out some good knowledge. So I came back to bring you in on that.
Yeah, I'm aware of that brother, man. He real profound brother into the martial arts and things like that. Say a lot of good things. One thing I will say though about this issue is what I've said all along. It's one of those issues that can't go ignored too much longer rather. You know, for a long time, been sweeping it under the rug and, you know, doing our best to get around it, not deal with it. But, you know, we can't move forward as a people without dealing with this issue, you know. And this is probably one of the more prevalent issues. When we first came to this country as a people, one of the first things they did was set the women against the men. And that was a tactic, and we just continued it, you know, throughout our time sojourning here, and is grown and transformed throughout our time here. Now it's more of a systemic kind of thing to where it's pretty much in everything, you know, and it's the archetype that they set to keep us against each other. But yeah, man, it's a powerful issue. It's one that it will be dealt with, and those of us who are serious about the truth and loving our people, we're gonna succumb to it. We're gonna humble ourselves to it, and we, you know, gonna do what we can to try to make it right. That's what I see happening.
Yeah, you know, one thing I say is that the more that we come together as respect for one another, brothers and sisters, you know, and you know, like, you know, I started out with King David and how he slept around with Bathsheba, but nobody never talk about Bathsheba, how she disrespected her husband, right? All we do, you know, people just talk about, me too, including, we talk about what King David did, you know, and how he had to pay for his sins. But Bathsheba, You don't even read the Bathsheba's, it did say she was sort of scared about what she did, the sin she did, but that's about it. We don't even, Bathsheba's not really mentioned. But one thing I say is that once we look at Bathsheba, we see the disrespect was there. We didn't even read. Maybe they didn't put it in there. I'm pretty sure. Hopefully she cried because her husband got died in the war. I don't know. But we don't read that. And so often that we can face a time of men, the weak men, scared to speak out, right? About women that disrespect them, and they let it go for a long time, and actually it beats the men fault. I know men like that, and then at the end they upset, they mad, they want to leave. Well, you should have told her 20 years ago what she was doing was disrespecting you, and they don't tell her, and that's our fault. We got to stand and be true. Stop being so scared that somebody gonna leave you. And my thing is this: if you tell them from the beginning and they continue doing it, then you don't need to be with them anyway. But a lot of our men are scared to speak up and tell them that because they're scared of the arguments, or they shouldn't be an argument, but they are scared of the arguments and the things that go behind it. So we should always speak up and let our women know. And the reason I say men, because women gonna let you know when you disrespect them. Right in the grocery store, in Hardee's, in Walmart, on the street, in the church. Black women gonna let you know. That's the problem. You ain't worried about that. It's the black men is scared to speak up and let them know when they're doing something, because they don't want to. They feel like they macho and they like, hey, that don't bother me. Yes, it's bothering you. So tell the truth. What's going on, brother D?
Shalom, what's the deal, y'all? Man, I fell asleep early, but I woke up and been listening for a minute, man.
Oh, okay. Good. So we're gonna finish this video out. We got a lot of people. Y'all put some good stuff in the chat. And I'm glad all y'all black women and black men, which are Israelites, are saying these things. You got a lot of people saying, only people I can deal with was the black men, and only people I can deal with is the black women. I love that. And when I see that online, it just touches my heart.
And while we're talking about this, if I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, there's some single men and some single women in the chat. Y'all need to be getting each other numbers. That's how we come together. Don't be scared to say what's your number, sis.
Yeah,
stop it, man.
And brothers, stop being scared. Ask the woman, what is your number? I like you. I want to get
not your damn Instagram.
Okay. Not no
phone
Instagram,
number. Call
not
her.
No Facebook. The numbers. So stop being so scared. If you single, they single. If you don't know if they single, ask. That's what we should do. Remember, the women was made for who, y'all? Us. Hey.
Exactly.
All right, fair use.
Brother, you want to say
something?
You
can show more respect toward each other.
Say what?
I think Brother E wanted to say something.
You want to say something, Ready?
No. I was good. I'm good.
All right. Okay. Fair use.
Let her see that this is not just about you being heard. It's about building a relationship where both of you can feel valued and safe. Action step number 7, know when to seek help. If you've addressed this issue multiple times and there is no change, it may be time to bring in a counselor, a mentor, a therapist, or a spiritual advisor, not as a punishment, but as a step toward exposing lies, accepting truth, and fostering healing. Sometimes the behavioral patterns go too deep for the two of you to work through them alone. And action step number 8, don't go to Delilah.
I deposited $400,000 from my life insurance policy into my checking account, and I'm very much alive.
When a man is disrespected long enough in his own home, Frustration starts whispering to him. That whisper sounds like, find someone who will listen to you, bro. Find someone who will understand. You know who she is, dog. Go ahead and holler.
All right. Now, y'all see that? This is so true. Now, a lot of times when you get disrespected as a man, we turn to go to a woman that we know on a job, or somebody we grew up with, or somebody we just know, and start to tell what's going on. And she gonna do after she listens to you. Women are very sneaky. They're gonna do the complete opposite of what that woman is doing to grab you in, right? And that's what happened. And so when that happens, right, all of a sudden you don't care about the disrespect, even though they disrespect you. Not caring about that disrespect because you already don't gave your heart to that other woman, right? Because you don't spill the beans. You don't tell them how your wife or your fiance or your woman you courting, whatever, how she's doing you. You done. That woman can disrespect you and don't even affect you no more. Why? Because your heart is going here, and she's with you. She don't cry with you, and she don't relate to you, and she gonna take, this guy did me the same way, blah blah that, right? Then you done. That's what he's talking about. And so this is why it's very important for women. If you have a man that loves you, he said, hey, you disrespect me. Do not turn the other cheek like it ain't nothing. You better take care of that quick as possible. If you love that guy, you better take care of it.
Why, Kadar? Why?
Why what?
Why you about to take care of it? Why you about to take care of it?
Because he gonna be with the other woman. He gonna be with the other woman.
No, but that's still that man's own choice and that's own sin. I mean, she didn't because people.
Also she's told to do that. She told to do that. But go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Take it upstairs real quick. Not right now.
But go ahead.
I didn't say I was wrong. No, that was it. I ain't.
You're right. It's still that man's own sin or whatever. But if you pushing somebody by not, if I tell you, hey, honey, you disrespecting me. I'm just gonna tell you this, y'all. I'm going to be straight up with this. When I was married to Michelle, she would stare men down. We would go out to eat. This is what I went through. I'm saying her name. Yes. Michelle Logan. I'm going to tell you what she did to me. We would go out to eat dinner. We went out all the time, right? Because I used to work 3 or 4 jobs because she was one of these hottie, girls. Like
high maidens.
Yeah. And so we would go out to eat, all the time. I remember before we was legally married according to the United States, we had already went out to 30 different restaurants. That's let you know how much we went out to eat. So we dated for almost 3 years. Then we got married, stayed married 10 years. So we went out to eat all the
10 years.
Hold up, let me think. 7 years, not 10 years, 7 years. We was together 11 years. Well, so it had been 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. So we went out to eat all the time, right? And every we go out to eat, we having a good conversation. We into it. I see her look and start looking. I'm like, what are you? And I turn around and look. She looking at a dude. I mean, this girl didn't hide. She would stare dudes down. And I would get so mad. I said, what are you doing? Why you say? And you talking about disrespect. That's the most disrespect I had in my life. Have a woman that you love, right, that stare dudes down when y'all out. We were in an argument. I said, hey, that's disrespect. Oh, you just jealous. Man, jealous or not. Y'all tell me that ain't disrespectful. If you were a woman and she staring at another dude and still do it after you call it out.
Boy, that's the worst. And then look, look. Here's the worst part, Kadar. You still was with her after that.
Oh yeah.
After she did that. That's the hurt. That's why I said that's like the worst. That's why the Bible says that it's better to dwell on the rooftop. You know what I'm saying? Because most men can't handle that. Most men will kill you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to disrespect, I got some stories for you, but I ain't gonna tell them all. But I would tell that one. And so when our told her, hey, you can't do that.
Damn.
I said, you are my wife. I don't want nobody. But I really was hurt because after I seen her doing it, when I approached her about that, she made an argument about it. That hurt. If she'd been like, baby, I'm sorry, I won't do it again, I would have been fine. She made a big argument about it. How can you argue about that, y'all? Can y'all tell me how can you argue about that? Is any woman, any lady in the chat, can y'all argue about that? You with your man, you staring at another man and he catch you and you say, hey, don't do that. How can you make up an argument? Why would that be an argument? Because I just don't understand. But that happened to me. And I think, well, I ain't gonna say I know that would make me numb to a lot of stuff when it comes to women. It made me numb. And so that right there to me is one of the ultimate disrespect after you call it out and they continue to argue with you instead of saying, I'm sorry or I'm wrong. No, she argued with me like I was wrong.
Did she keep doing it? Did you catch her again?
She kept doing it till the day I left.
I know. Now you see you cannot deal, you can't stay with a disrespectful woman.
No.
You can't stay with her. See that?
Yeah. And you cannot stay with a disrespectful one. That's totally. So y'all brothers on the panel, y'all heard the story I gave before we started. Y'all got something to say about that? What y'all think? I know Josiah said something. What y'all think?
Man, I don't know what to say, bro. But I'm gonna say this: it don't even rattle me. It's like it didn't do nothing to me, man. You can kind of expect that out of our women, bro. It's crazy.
Why?
Cause it seemed like Brother E said months ago when we was talking, man. It seemed like the whole point is to usurp the man or be in competition with him. So it's like, this shit crazy, bro. I don't know. I just don't see what a woman would get for bringing a man in there.
There's a saying about women and what they respond to and thrive off the most. They say the two things that women thrive off the most is boredom and jealousy.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
When you think about jealousy, right, it's their tool to test your manhood, to see your reaction to what they do. Because that's how they measure love. They measure love by what you can tolerate, what they dish out and what you can tolerate. And a lot of time, and I think this is a study, man, because you said something that was profound, Brother Kadar, about the disrespect and how it made you go numb.
Yes, sir.
It's something, there's a connection there, because when you look at a lot of the issues, what's one of the main issues in relationships? We can talk, right? We be in a book. Let's chop it up. What's one of the main issues in relationships aside from the disrespect and all that?
Shit, infidelity.
He cheated.
Cheating? No, not cheating. I'll go on and tell you what's one of the main issues one of the main issues that women have in relationships, aside from all that, even aside from the money, is not being emotionless. Yeah, that's more of a result of the disrespect.
Emotionless. Along
with it, but women are not being satisfied sexually.
Wow.
Right, that's a complaint for a lot of women. They're not being satisfied, or they're not getting it from men. And I believe that the level of disrespect that men deal with from women is tied to that. The disrespect affects us in a way that deals with us physically after so long, after so much of dealing with stress and different things like that. your mind start to affect your body. Things start to shut down. So a lot of women aren't satisfied sexually, and they bring it on themselves. They did experiments with this as well, and they tested this out.
You know what? Then they need to speak up on that, right? When they're not. Do you think they hold back on that?
Well, you mentioned also about men are afraid to speak up.
Yeah.
That's also a conditioning mechanism. We're conditioned not to speak up.
Mm-hmm.
We're told that, you know, you're a man. That's just how women are, and you know, be a man up. You know, you got to think about the pressures that we deal with as men. Think about sitting around a group of men complaining about your woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then 2 or 3 of them men want to smash your woman.
Wow.
And
That's why I won't do that. Yeah.
They listening to you complain about your woman, and they head, "Oh man, you ain't doing it right. You know, but they not dealing with you deal with from day to day."
But hold on, Eric. Every guy say what they'll do to another woman. You get what I'm saying? And when a woman, because here's the thing: when a woman's not pleased sexually by that man, who fault is that? Because they blame us, right? They'll blame the man, right? But when you actually look at, you know what I'm saying? Let's deal. We talking, right? So when you look at a virgin, right? Whatever size you go into that virgin, she's gonna enjoy what size you are, or however you are, because it's her first time. You know what I'm saying? But if a woman keep repeating that over and over and over, then she can come and say, "Oh, I'm being sexy because you want me to fuck you like Larry, Jeffrey, you know, Tommy, Tank Top Tommy." I you know what I'm saying? Why am I being blamed for the multiple partners that you might have swung you up on the ceilings, picked you up? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I want to say something real quick.
I'm gonna fight against that.
You're right. But look though, real quick, you said something earlier, E. I want to point something out real quick. You said something about an issue. Well, I think another thing that's secret is women not talking about.
Cut women though when they say that.
It's like they not desired, and they not talking about why they not being desired. And I think that goes back to the attitude. But again, I think they got too much pride to talk about the fact that they not desired right now, because that's the truth of the matter.
I think communication can solve a lot. Like Brother Kadar was saying, men, we need to speak up. You know, I'm not saying whine and complain about everything. You know, the Bible say deal with your woman according to knowledge.
Exactly.
So if you bless, I think this is how I see it. If we blessed enough and fortunate enough to have a woman that's even willing to consider this truth, there are some things we're gonna have to work with. You know, and so that's just what we got to do. We got to communicate, you know, and just be honest, because it'll in the least save a lot of stress. I went through that, stressing and holding stuff in, and you know, thinking you being more of a man by holding it in, you know, and we can pray about it, you know, but at the same time, we need something tangible. You praying, the Most High looking at you like, man, all you gotta do is open your mouth. You backed up right now. You see what I'm saying? You got all of the exhaust is backed up, and you won't let it out. Just say what you need to say. However it falls, where it falls. You're not being hateful, and in a lot of senses, the women know where you're coming from. They waiting on you to say something. They need you to say something to them because they can't control themselves in a lot of instances. That's not what they made for. Somebody say the woman is like a fire, right? And the fire, when it's contained, is useful, it's beneficial. But when you let it loose, it's gonna burn up everything, and that's the nature of a woman.
That's not wrong or right. They're just the nature.
No, it's not. And that's
And
why I
that's what
say
we gotta,
we gotta.
that's what men, we gotta understand that that's why I said dwell with them according to knowledge, because they are made in a certain way that the Most High put us over them to rule over them for a reason. And now that we're talking about it, I see why. I see why. You have to contain fire, right?
Yeah, it's not a leash, like, you know, rulership. That's why I say righteous rulers, you know.
Yep.
Women are very powerful, they're very brilliant, and the Most High made them that way. They can even, in a lot of cases, do more than we can. In a lot of instances, they understand and know more. That's why I don't play with them.
Especially in this land, because they had the more resources than we had. We've been taken.
I do not play with these women, bro.
But check this out. I'm gonna try to finish this out right here, and then I can come back on the thing. I can't even see y'all. Fair use.
Holler at her. She already is interested in hearing everything you got to say. This is exactly where Samson failed, my brothers. In Judges chapter 16, it tells us that Samson gave Delilah access to the deepest parts of his heart. And once she had that access, she weaponized it against him. It cost him his strength, his freedom, and eventually his life.
All right.
Today,
Josiah, what was you saying earlier about men giving the end up being weak? What was you talking about earlier?
That's
This goes along.
but it's because Delilah, she was actually it's actually what a man was. If he was comfortable enough to tell her all the things, she made him feel like what? A king, whatever. Made him feel comfortable, right? So when a man is like that, what does scripture tell us? What does scripture tell a man to not to do? What did that mother tell that son in Proverbs 31? To not give thy strength to what? Women, right?
Strength, power, yep. So that's
so
what
we gotta stay
Samson
strong,
did.
even when we being exactly. He gave his strength to women because he was vulnerable by what?
Her beauty.
How a woman is. Just her nature.
Yeah. So Delilah had, I'm not being vulgar, y'all, but Delilah had to give him something to get that. Because remember, when you reading it, it seemed like he made me laying down or something. And she keep nagging about where your strength come from, right? So Delilah gave him something. We know what it was, right? It must have been good.
She put it on him.
Yeah. So he was very weak, and he gave his power to her when he told her the truth. And y'all know how the story goes, which I don't know if he's going to talk all through it, but he might talk all through the story. And so whenever this is why it's very important for us to get the right woman too. Because that Delilah, of course, she wasn't an Israelite. She's a Philistine, right? I believe. So, which kin to the Egyptians, kin to Mizraim. So she wasn't an Israelite woman, and he was wrong for doing that. He wanted her that bad, just like King David did. He wanted Bathsheba that bad. He just wanted her. He couldn't take it, right? He already had wives, but he wanted her. That's why we read in 2 Samuel 12, he said, I would have gave you such and such thing. You can have any woman, not that woman, another man's wife. But he wanted her. Something about Bathsheba, King David just had to have her. And something about Delilah, Samson had to have her. All the strength he had, he can just take on a whole army by itself. And he lost
said
all
something
of that.
David had to have.
David had to have that Bathsheba, bro. I'm telling you.
Hey, but look though, she was naked. He passed it by. She was naked.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That would have any of us would have failed probably too. I don't know.
Well, the thing is that
we're talking about King David.
Yeah, King David. So that's what I'm saying. King David will be equal to what we see today in America, right? When we look at LeBron James, you know, Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson, Prince. I'm just naming famous black people, right? And what would the women do? They'd probably do the same thing Bathsheba did. Not saying every last black woman would do that, but I guarantee you, the ones not in the truth and not understanding what's going on in Christianity, oh yeah, it's done. You have a chance to hang out and be with these guys, and they're gonna pay for everything, set you up. Oh man, come on.
Man,
so you got to be strong. Go ahead.
If she still listen to Keith Sweat, don't trust her.
I like Keith Sweat.
She listen to Keith Sweat, don't trust her.
Yeah, because they look at. I can't say every last black woman, Israelite woman. Don't get me wrong, y'all. But I'm looking at the majority. I ain't gonna say the majority. The majority is not in the truth. Don't know no better, especially in Christianity or just out here. They could be married in love. I love this man, blah, blah, this. But when it comes to people that's like famous, all that's going is like, you know, that's when you know when somebody really loves you, right? Really with you. When they can stand and say, hey, I want you. I don't want them. I don't care how good they can sing. I don't care how much money they got. I don't care if they're an actor. Why couldn't Bathsheba do that? Why couldn't Bathsheba do that?
Look.
Why couldn't Bathsheba say, I don't care, he's the king of Israel? See what I'm saying?
Look.
Yeah.
The way it is now, if a female talking about she like Usher and all that, you know, just gonna leave her alone, man. Just gonna toss it to the side. That's the thing.
Whoa. Yeah, I mean, that's why I try to tell her, we're not kids no more, you know.
Look, man,
I know, man. What the hell?
But see, even back then,
I want a woman to live in reality.
Yeah, like even back then, when I was in grade school, a lot of girls
like tear you up too. They won't hit you. You think they right? Yeah, right.
And leave you right where you at.
Leave you like they did that big girl. Look how big old nasty looking girl.
Women so
delusional. If he mess with her, Usher mess with any girl.
But
man,
look,
get out of here.
A lot of the women who grew up liking them, right? Out in grade school, a lot of girls like Usher, and they used to scream and holler and all. Now them dudes gay, man.
Yeah,
all them dudes gay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a lack of lack of discernment on their part. Now, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these chicks complain about down low dudes. So a lot of the dudes y'all like is down low. Screaming and hollering for these dudes, man, they all the way down low. Now they out in the open now.
They respect gay men more than black gay men than straight men, black women.
All them dudes gay.
Yep.
Y'all feel bad. Got they posters up on your wall and all kind of crap.
That's so true. That's so true. And this is the thing, what I'm saying, this is not a game no more, you know. And when you do that, like I said, I'm in a relationship, I got to be the man. I'm the man. I'm the baddest man is. So like, you know how we get on that basketball court? We don't care how good you are. I'm the man. Where in a relationship with a woman, I better be the man. I don't care about no Usher, no Chris Brown, no whoever. I know one thing, I better be there. If I'm not the man, you can't be with me. You go get with Usher or whoever. Go fantasize with him. Put a picture on the wall and see what happened to you.
Then. And to be honest with you, Kadar, that's how every man think.
Yeah, that's how every man think. But women don't think that every man think like that. They think it's like a pretty. Well, you know, it's different. It's a pretty. No, it's not.
We don't want our woman. We don't want our woman to want no other else. What type of simp you are? Just say, yeah, I'm cool with my wife liking somebody else. Get your goofy ass.
Hey,
what you say? E? What you say to me, E, that day? You said, "Don't tell me about it. Don't let me know about it."
You better talk about your girlfriend.
You better talk about your girlfriends. Don't tell me that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's crazy. Now, if I was a feminine man, I might talk with you. Yeah, child.
Nah, because you probably like him too. You probably like
him too. Yeah. Other than that, no man gonna work, man. Crazy.
No man, ain't nobody look better than me.
Most High, that's right. Most High say I'm a jealous God. He didn't say,
yeah.
Oh, by the way, you can go worship Zeus and
you can like them.
Okay.
I know.
Crazy.
Yeah, you can think they're cute. You can think what's the god of the Moabite? You can think they're cute.
I want to hear that, man. Talk to your girlfriends. I don't want to talk to me about that bullshit.
Look, y'all know when we get on the court, I'm the man, right?
Yeah. Oh, whatever.
Y'all know that, right?
Y'all gonna let.
Yeah, ain't ready for me.
Y'all know when we get on the court, I'm the man on the court.
I heard y'all heard him, y'all. I heard say he the man on the court.
Y'all hear that, right? All right. I'm the man on the court. Y'all know that, right?
I would love to see that. I would love for you to come on the channel and say that.
Y'all
I can prove it with scripture.
Prove with scripture.
Look at Shiri talking about no Chris Brown meet and greet. He gay too.
Yeah, you're right. You know, this is the thing.
I don't trust none of them dudes up there.
The thing is this. Let's say they wasn't gay, right? We know they do anything because that's where they got. I'm gonna tell you what. It's too many of us got talent. That could be me or you or one of us on this panel or in the chat. That's how much Israel got talent. So you got to pick the ones that are gonna go beyond. They got to have sex with a man or whatever. But let's say they wasn't gay. Still, if you love, why do we read in the scriptures? They say, oh, by the way, Paul didn't have a wife. I don't know, but he didn't have a wife. I guess what? But
I guess you ain't got one either.
Yeah, killing me, and Cliff,
you don't have a wife. You don't have a wife.
Paul didn't have a Cliff. You don't have a wife. But let's say a man of Israel. We know we had wives because we love Israel, you know, and they talking about I like King David so fine. What the heck? Hey y'all, we're gonna stone this chick. You see what I'm saying?
She be put to death.
That's what I'm saying. Lord have mercy. Stop.
Y'all lucky. The women lucky ain't in our land today. A lot of them be dead.
In our land today, you won't be saying that stuff. Your lips.
A lot of us be dead too, though.
You be dead. Yeah, a lot of us will be dead too. We are here.
A lot of us be dead too.
Yeah, we'll be doing no. The only reason we wouldn't because we would know the truth. We would know not to do that. What I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that if you understand the scriptures and the sin to death, a lot of stuff we wouldn't have did. We wouldn't be with this woman, that woman, that one. We wouldn't did that, and then let them go free, you know, and because we didn't know no better, and so we wouldn't have did that. But now, as we're talking about this, right? Y'all notice the point I'm making. Bathsheba, she didn't just sleep with anybody. She slept with the king. That's equal to what we're talking about today. When you got the famous black men and all that, they find they this they look at the positions they in, right? But you know, so that's what I'm saying.
That should also let you know the position of a woman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said before, in war, women are part of the spoils.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so think about that. It take a strong woman to be in that situation to say, you know what, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It take a special kind of woman to do that.
Yeah, you're right. You take a woman that's not led away with her own lust, and say that it take a man that's not led away with his own lust. And so when a woman can say that, and man, you got a good woman where she can say, you know what, this is where I'm at, this is what I love, this is who I want to be, this is my king, and that's it. none of the other men don't make me fly up and go
Put me one in
crazy
there.
and all that. And so I think that when you got a woman that's like that, man, you better stick with that. You got to stick with that. But if you got a woman that these movie stars, or track, or basketball players, or singers, they sing you and they about to melt and go crazy over, nah, bro. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I wouldn't. I can't do that. Because that lets me know that your mind is still childish and you still in that child mode, and it's a waste of time. We don't see so-called black people doing that. I mean, black men doing that as a whole. Not black people, but black men. We don't see black
You know
men
what?
going crazy over and over Beyonce like that. We don't see that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't see it now. Maybe somebody else. Now. I don't sit there and see black men be like, man, what's that? What was that girl name? Man, I can't even think of a celebrity or a woman that I go crazy over anyway. That's the thing about it. Because I realize there are people. It's crazy.
But look though, forget the celebrity. I done seen people in the street that look way. You giving them
Way
saying
better,
on a
yeah.
day-to-day
That's what I'm
basis,
saying.
working.
Yeah.
So it's different from men. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then also we're not delusional. We don't think none of us can hit Cardi B, Beyonce.
Thank you. Yeah, we don't think like that.
We don't think like that.
And then again, okay, Megan Thee Stallion, none. But what this is the thing is that we probably can't,
like her,
even though if we won't. But guess what? Them suckers, Usher and all them, they'll hit you. That's the difference.
That's it. We ain't gonna.
The women
come on, man.
Yeah. The women, you run
That's
up to them and be up in their face. Oh yeah, they'll hit you. Think they won't? Them suckers will hit you and leave you out to dry. What's his name? Used to be on New Edition, Bobby Brown. Oh man, the dude used to stay in Reedsville. This Hooper
But you know
girl,
why though?
He used to, man. He got a kid by the Hooper girl down here in Reedsville. Bobby Brown stay in Reedsville. Man, they black. They don't care about that. The men, I'm talking about the men. The women do. They ain't gonna give you a chance, but the men, oh yeah, they'll have sex with you. You give it.
That's
up.
because women open up. That's because women initially they're in control of whether or not sex go down, and men are in control of whether we stay with you or not. That's why women feel like they more, and that's why I say women actually playing themselves, because it's not about how many men want to have sex with you. It's about that one man that made you his wife, your wife. You know what I'm saying? His wife. That's what make you valuable, not how many men had sex with you. That's why you have problems now, because too many men had sex with you.
Right.
That's what people scared to talk about.
And the celebrities, they have sex with you. Keep liking them, run up in the face,
and pass you on, and pass you on.
Then you be looking stupid. I had sex with her. What you got to say? And you hope the girl said Usher gave her herpes, and then Usher gonna pay her. So apparently he did. He paid her.
He ain't even deny it.
He ain't deny it. Look at that girl. That lets you know, yeah, they'll do it. They just like us. They regular men, black men. So don't think they won't do that, but they ain't gonna be with you. You just gonna be like, I had sex with her. Then what?
A woman playing herself short. She giving up her thing that make her valuable. The thing between her legs was make a woman valuable. That's why. That's why a man paid for the.
If you allow a celebrity touch on you and rub on you, and then you married or you got a man, I would want to touch you again. What makes him? That's different. What makes him? What gives him the liability to be able to touch and do everything with you because he's a celebrity? I wouldn't want to be with you. I'm sorry.
And what's the ultimate submission but sex? When you open up and let a man come in, that's the ultimate submission.
What are you gonna say? Well, he's a singer. What you gonna say after that? Well, I took a picture where he rubbing all on me, but he's a singer. So, would you let the average dude running the block take a picture with you, rub on you? No. Well, what's the difference between?
Nope.
What do the Bible say about you take this man in gay clothing and set him up front?
That's respect the persons. Women are respect the persons.
Mm-hmm.
That's their respect the person. They break the law. They breaking the law.
And
you know what? I don't look at y'all. I don't look at the women as my enemy. I look at the mindset. That's how they think. It's the mindset that this captivity has put our women under. It's
you
not
can have a guy.
Go ahead.
You can have a guy that live down the street look better than Usher. You won't let them touch you because you married. But Usher come around, you let him touch and rub on you. This is the true stuff. And it shouldn't be like that. Because the guy live down the street because he don't have no money, he's not famous. Oh, you won't let him touch you because you married. But when Usher come along, I told you, it's a whole different thing.
Put Brother E on the screen and basketball and stuff like that. They're gonna be hollering over him too. You just put you can put any black man on TV and they're gonna say he fine just because of the fame, the power you get with that. That's what women are attracted to nowadays.
And it's sad.
How many followers you got and shit like that?
Oh yeah. Even look, y'all. When I was a Christian pastor minister, man, when I get through preaching, I don't know what I preach about, to be honest with you. But when I get through preaching, there used to be a long line. Man, I felt like a celebrity. I kid you not. And my wife used to get
You got brothers' wives coming up to you.
Yes. Same thing.
I know.
Same thing.
Somebody in my family that's married got a picture of her pastor in her room. And
you know what?
Yeah, E. You know what I'm talking about. You got a pastor.
Yeah, I know you told me.
Miss Parker.
Ain't that, come on. You talking about worship.
Miss Parker.
And you talking about being a simp.
I wish a woman would have another man's picture in my room.
Picture in the house. Come on, man.
And
he's the pastor. He's your pastor too. You know what them pastors be doing, man. Them pastors be hitting them chicks. Come on, man. Get out of here. I wouldn't put it past. That's why I say I don't trust nothing. Hey, but look though. Hey, when it comes down, I don't trust nothing. Listen, when I say I don't trust nothing, I don't trust nothing. The Bible
I don't need
that, so I don't.
Yeah. So you're right. So this is a different standard when it comes to celebrities, pastors, doctors, lawyers. They can do anything with your woman. You know, I mean, I'm not saying all black women like that. Don't get me wrong, because y'all not, especially the ones in the truth. Y'all know better. And y'all wouldn't dare do stuff like that. But you got people out here that's lost in the sauce that would do that, and they act like it's okay. No, it's not okay. Idiot! You're not gonna be with me loving on some celebrity or some dude because he can sing or preach good. Or you think he can preach good, he ain't preaching good because you ask him questions. You don't know nothing about the Bible, but you say he can preach good. Now, how in the world matter of fact, oh my gosh, man. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Yeah.
I ask so many Christians, oh, my pastor's this. I be like, okay, you have a relationship with, I have a relationship. I said, what tribe he come? All I gotta ask is what tribe Jesus Christ? Oh, I don't know. What? This is the simplest question you could ask, and they can't answer that. But they say they got a relationship, and their pastor preach good. No, he don't. He don't know nothing, and you don't know nothing. Stop doing that. Let's finish it out, man. This is good right here. Fergus.
Far too many men do the same thing emotionally. When men feel unseen by their wives, they open up to another woman, a co-worker. She could be a friend. And actually, I don't even really believe in that concept unless your wife approves of her. She could also be someone online that you just communicate with, maybe via direct messages.
I disagree with him when he said
but
that.
You have to be very careful.
Disagree with what?
When he said, if your wife approves.
Well, yeah, look what he
you
said.
think
If
about
your
that?
wife approves, come on, man.
If my wife approves, come on, man.
If that's what
Hell
he's
out of here.
saying, but
If?
that's why he said
Come on,
that. Yeah. How many wives gonna approve that? Come on, man. Unless
You
they
talking
gay.
about a lady friend, just having like a lady friend approve. I don't know who gonna
Hell no.
approve.
Who the hell
That's
approve
what
that?
he's talking about. Somebody you talk to every day on the phone, you communicate with, you go online with. Ain't nobody gonna prove that now.
I will say this before you start it back though, to what he's saying, to what he's talking about. One of the things that'll help with that, the word of God say, if you commit your works to the Most High, your thoughts be established.
Yeah.
Everybody know where we stand in terms of a man having more than one wife.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that a man can have more than one wife,
Mm-hmm.
but I would say don't cheat out of frustration. This is where having other stuff to do come in. You know.
Mm-hmm. That's what he's talking about. You're exactly right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The context of what he's saying is actually going to do something because of what's happening at home.
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm
that's
saying.
wrong.
Like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you something else to do? You know, I'm a firm believer in, as men, if we in tune with the Most High, not only is he revealing his truth from his word to us, he's revealing aspects of us that we never knew was there. So you should be finding gifts. You should be finding other things that's suitable, you know.
I'm with
to
Johanna right there.
Instead of falling into
Right.
another
Mm-hmm.
woman that's more than likely gonna be lesser quality than the woman that you're dealing with if you're dealing with a bad situation.
You're exactly right.
You know, and if you feel like she's better, then just move on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Do it that way, but have you something to do. You got, as men, what I'm saying is, men, we got gifts and abilities that we don't know we have, we ain't tapped into, that once you do, you won't have time for all the other stuff.
True that.
Right.
All right, let me see. Hold up. Furious, y'all.
Because Satan appears as an angel of light, as it is written, but we know he is not. She seems to understand. She seems to care. Sometimes she may even seem like she's a Christian. But that right there, my brother,
Hold up.
should expose her if you're married.
You hear what he just said? She might seem she's a Christian, but that right there should expose.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Man.
You should.
And here's
Rewind that.
also the problem. I actually think this is deep. But that right there, my brother, should expose her if you're a married man. Not. She seems to understand. She seems to care. Sometimes she may even seem like she's a Christian. But that right there, my brother, should expose her if you're a married man. And here's also the problem.
He going in, ain't he?
I actually think this is the problem that many men get tripped up on. This woman is not committed to protecting you. She's not your shield. In fact, she might be the one holding the dagger. So be very careful. I strongly suggest avoid her counsel altogether. And if you need to talk to someone besides a therapist, counselor, pastor, call on one of your friends, your brothers, someone who you know will give you their ear as you have given yours to them many times. In closing, my brothers, I want you to understand that respect is not something you beg for. It's something you become.
That's right.
I don't fight for respect. It's either going to be there or I'm not.
That's right.
You teach others how to treat you by the consistency of your character and not the volume of your complaints. You cannot enforce respect if you're terrified of conflict, if you silence your own heart in the name of false peace, or if you lose control every time you try to correct what's wrong. So when disrespect appears, stand firm, my brothers. Speak calmly, but move deliberately. Handle it with composure, clarity, and courage, but never under any circumstance accept disrespect, unless you accepting it keeps you in an advantageous position. Because the moment you tolerate disrespect, you train the world to forget who you are. And you never want to be in that space. As always, my brothers, I hope this video encouraged you. If you want to be notified when I upload another one, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. But if you're ready to go deeper, if you want to be trained by me and walk shoulder to shoulder with a community of brothers seeking to become comprehensive men, then join my Patreon Brotherhood. The link is below in the description. Until next time, my brothers, keep growing, keep building, and keep striving to be the man the moment demands. Shalom.
All right. All right. We got through. Okay. You're going to come back in. Okay. All right. Got through, y'all. I think this was good. I love that video. It's a brother know that we are the Israelites. So some things I know people might, even some things he say I don't completely agree with, but he say a lot of good stuff. And he do use some scriptures at the beginning he did anyway. But, you know, when we look at respect and disrespect, brothers, we can't shy away. If somebody you got disrespecting you, speak out and speak up. Because if you don't, when time for you to speak out and speak up, you get enough balls to do that, it's going to be too late. You probably don't want to be with them anyway when you do it. So speak up and speak out. He says, I always know ahead of time when a woman is interested in me, that's your opportunity to stop it before it happens. Yeah, exactly. When you meet somebody, y'all get to talking, you know this is going to be a strong relationship. If you keep talking with them, you got to bring these things out. You got to speak up and speak out. Because if you don't, if you let stuff slide, right, the woman they're gonna have no respect for you. You know, if you don't say nothing, you know, they're gonna keep doing it. And then when you do say them, they gonna look at you like you crazy, you know, like you never said this before. Yeah.
She don't think she's doing nothing wrong if you don't say nothing.
That's right. You know, and when you do it in the early part of the relationship, right? If she don't want to agree with it, y'all can part ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is an important topic, man, the disrespect, because, you know, like Josiah said earlier, you know, we all grew up under a certain mold as men. You know, like growing up, there's a lot of things I had to learn on my own. You know what I mean? I had to learn a lot of what not to do growing up. So when it came to speaking out, respect, that was something I had to grow into. You know, speaking out on certain things, and it started with my family. I learned early in my family that speaking out is not going to always be a pleasant thing. You're not going to always get this storybook ending. But as far as your own internal peace, how it sets you, you're going to be straight. You know, it's going to set you apart. And it's going to groom you to see that a lot of these situations are not as effective and as deep as they seem if you just speak out on it. Because that's where a lot of our anger and frustration come from. You know, we deal with a lot, you know, and I ain't just talking about from relationships. I'm just talking about from a lot of stuff in life in general. You know, on the job, just different encounters throughout life, especially if you moving and shaking and working, you dealing with some stuff as a black man, you know. And so speaking out, we have to learn how to speak out. We got to learn that speaking out all the time doesn't necessarily mean it's a fight, because it translates to that a lot. Because a lot of people are not used to us speaking out. They used to us just taking whatever's dished out. So we got to deal with a lot of things, man. You know, and growing into this mindset of being these types of men that speak out, that set standards. Nobody's used to that from us. You know. So the respect thing is essential to men. You know, that's how we know you love us, if you respect us. You know how a lot of women talk about love language, and I don't believe in that per se, but if you want to use that, our love language is respect.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely that. And most definitely, you know, you can love somebody but not respect them. And just like
Hey, brother E,
within our families. Go ahead, sorry.
you said that's important for us because it shows how we love. So don't men show respect all day? Don't we give and take in that when we go outside of our women as men?
Yeah.
Don't we see the world? Don't we see the world operate as in we better respect this or this going to happen? Don't we know that? Don't men some in our head we understand what respect is, don't we? So we understand when our women don't give it to us, don't it? Don't we?
They do too. They understand everything we saying. Like everything we saying is not new. They understand that. Women understand what we need. It's up to them to yield and do what they supposed to do.
And that's not on us.
They understand. They know us more than we know ourselves in a lot of ways. That's why they move ahead of us a lot of times.
That's why they move ahead, yeah.
Wow. Well, I think this was good. I want to have this conversation because we're trying to bring Israel together. And I think the respect towards women, towards Israelite brothers, is something that we definitely need because, like I said earlier, if you disrespect Israelite woman, oh, they gonna let you know quick and fast, quick. But our brothers, sometimes we shy away. We allow stuff to go on and on and on. Even myself did that, so I won't do it no more. But I did it before, and that caused, you know, and I blame myself. I wish I would have spoke up, but I didn't, and I ended up not wanting to be. I used to pray that somebody would come and get my girl and sweep her up. That's how bad it was. This was, yeah. I was so numb. I'm like, please, God, please let Genuine come and get her. Yeah, I used to pray for that.
Hold on, you used to pray what? Say that prayer again.
I used to pray to allow somebody look like Genuine. Maybe, you know, she'd go crazy and get her. That's how bad the disrespect was. I didn't want to be with no one.
Damn. Hey, how did you leave? So how did you leave? You just left?
No. Let me tell you what I did. I woke up because we were sleeping in separate beds. I woke up one morning that night. I couldn't get a good sleep. I woke up. I said, I can't do this no more. So I walked in the room. I said, Michelle, I can't be with you no more. Every day you say we should, you know, get a divorce, blah, blah, this. I said, I agree with you. I said, I was going on vacation. I had a 2-week vacation. Don't forget. So I'm going on this 2-week vacation, and I'm gonna think about this. And I'm being honest with you. I don't want to be with you no more. You're so disrespectful, and you will never change. You told me You arguing with me about how you arguing with me by being disrespectful, not saying I'm sorry. And I left, and she begged me. She cried. I said, "Nah, I can't do it." I came back, got my stuff, and I left again. Never seen her again. I mean, as in a couple, I seen her before again later on in the years. But I was in Christian. I was a pastor, and I was coming up for one of the big churches. And I told her, "It's no way I could be a pastor in a humongous church with you by my side, disrespecting me. You be sitting, I'll be at the pulpit. You be looking at another man. I can't even preach." So yeah, So I just end up and I left,
Hey,
and I hate that
that was
because
torment.
I wish,
That's
yeah,
torment.
it's
That's
torment.
torment. You was going
And
through
before I
torment. I
left,
promise you, that's torment.
well, let me
I
let
hate you
me
had to go through that, bro.
well look,
Damn.
let me show you. And there's always two sides to a story. Always two sides to a story. She got her side, I got mine, but I would love for her to come on and tell her side, and I tell mine, and y'all can judge. Y'all be like, what? But anyway, um, before that happened, y'all, we had conference, y'all. So when I first met her, we started dating. It was this guy that used to like her. He still preaching in Amazon Church, some light skinned dude, right? And she was like, yeah, she was telling me about it. Tell me about him trying to, date her, but he never asked her out. He always like saying, "Can I come over your house and you cook for me?" And she was like, "No, I'm not gonna do that. You never asked me out." So she was telling me about the dude. So every time we see the dude, she in the dude's face. But I'm like, well, wait a minute. How you gonna be in the dude's face and you tell me how to do? The dude called the house when I was over a house one day, and she said, "No, I got a boyfriend." Blah blah. This. She was, she let him know. Long story short, so this is like we've been married for a while now. This is on down the road. At conference, right? And we had to meet with the bishop on Friday. I had to meet with the bishop because I was the man in the church at the time, the main man, the pastor, whatever. Second behind the pastor. I was the man, but he wasn't there. And so I told the bishop, I can meet you, but I can't get. I probably can get here around 3:30 or 4 o'clock. He said, "Man, if you don't get here about 3:30, I'm gonna be gone." I said, "Suppose I get somebody, a member of the church, be here, then would you wait on me?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, my wife can do it." He said, "Okay." He said, "But I need to hear her say she can do it." So I looked around the church. You know how people stand around. We in a conference. Service was over. I look around. She over there talking to the same dude, y'all. This is no lie. I'm like, "Michelle." She didn't answer. I said, "Michelle." She didn't answer. I said, "Michelle." She said, "Wait a minute. I'm talking to somebody." He looked at me. Everybody looked at me. I said, she talking to somebody, so I can't meet you. So we got in the car. We're going down the road, going down the mountain, the same mountain that I hate to drive down on a truck. Going down the mountain. And she said, "Morris," she called me Morris. She said, "I'm so sorry." I said, "Michelle, you don't have to apologize to me no more. I got a youth program. I got to preach it next Saturday. And I think that's going to be it for me." Now, apparently, she didn't believe me. That was the week. And then after I preached the youth, I was gone. So the disrespect was so bad to the point that she disrespected me with the man that she basically was lusting after. Yeah. Almost like a celebrity, right? Yeah. So I don't tell. I can't stand a woman to disrespect me, and when they do disrespect me in that way, I almost want to leave them alone completely, and that's what I did to her. So I think that's very important for a brother, not only me. I'm pretty sure y'all feel the same way. How a woman gonna think this man looks so good and be in his face, but married to you? Really? And that's what happened. And it's sad that that's why I don't take that stuff lightly. You do that to me, I'll leave you alone. That's where I am. Quick. So
funny how all of this ties back to our relationship with the Most High.
Exactly.
You know, and that's why going through this is supposed to turn us back to the Most High. And I think for any man, before you, if you've been through that, before you go trying to search again, build your relationship, your connection with the Most High first, and then you go seek for a woman, and you'll have a clearer insight. That's just my position on it, because before we come into the truth, before we know the truth, you know, I'm listening to you, and it's like, man, that's the state that most of us in is black men, in a tolerated state, you know. And I'm sure that was heartbreaking, man. You know,
It was. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love that woman to death. You know, you have the love for a woman. That's what I love for her. But it turned to almost hate. That's how bad it did.
yeah,
And you're right, Mr. The Original. It's three sides to the story. You're exactly right. Yeah.
yeah. That's what that disrespect do. It bring the worst out
I'm
of
gonna be
you.
honest with y'all. We can't love the women like ourselves, and they can't respect us like they supposed to respect the Most High, unless we get up out of here, unless we literally leave this captivity and get back into our own land. Because Johanna said something very interesting. Back in the day, they used to fear us. Women used to fear men naturally, because there was consequences behind if you didn't fear a man. You know what I'm saying? So if we just get back into our land, there are consequences if you don't fear your man or take control. You get what I'm saying? So this captivity is like, how can a man really say he a man? Can you really protect your wife from the white man? No. Can you protect your children from the white man? No. So how's you a man? You can only protect your children and your wife from people that look like you.
Matter of fact,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and Hollywood says that. What's his thing? Mike Epps said, if we get on here and talk about white people, we lose our job. But we talk black people all day long. We still in the plantation. That's what he said.
How the hell I'm gonna say I can really love my wife as myself, and I can't actually protect her from the white man?
Look at Emmett Till.
We got to leave this. We got to leave this
That
captivity.
young boy.
We got to leave this captivity, y'all. Yep. That's why I said, y'all sisters, y'all not my enemy. It's the mindset, and I'm gonna keep attacking the mindset until we get right. It's just the mindset that I'm attacking. It's nothing. I'm not actually out there killing black women. We're just speaking about the truth, and it hurts. That's all.
Yeah. Same here, bro. I say a whole lot. And I'm talking to the spirit, the mindset, the ideology that's
the mindset. Because to be honest with you, I'm attracted to all the black women. But your mindset, I'm not attracted to. Yep.
Yeah, it's good. You know, I think that by us speaking on this ain't the first time. Brother X used to do stuff back when we was on Salt of the Earth. Back then, when we used to get mad, we can see the growth. You see that, brother?
Yeah, I
You
see
see
it.
the growth. Yeah, because back then they used to get mad.
But I'm gonna say this: it wasn't.
Yeah.
Even back then, it was just a selective
a select few.
You know,
they used to get upset. Yeah,
it's sisters, man.
And what you talking about?
This stuff, I ain't gonna call no sisters out, but it was a few sisters who, when I was dealing with that, they would email me videos and stuff, and you know, send little emails about how they used to deal with issues and they working on stuff. So praise y'all for that, man. I always seen the what they call the silver lining. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't never lost hope in my people.
Yeah, this time I was Salt and Earth, a few women used to get upset. Brother used to talk about these problems. Man, but he did men and women. He didn't just do women. And we made a point. We said when he do men, we don't get upset. We just take it on the chin. But some women used to get very upset on that. And I said tonight we can see the growth that nobody, we didn't get no negative positive. Negative stuff going on because we talked about the men first, King David, and we talked about the women because nobody ever said anything about Bathsheba and how she disrespected her husband. We don't read in the scriptures that she had to do what King David said. Can you imagine? Remember, y'all, this is the king of Israel. How much fame and fortune he had. Remember, look at Solomon. Look at all the women he had and all the gold he had, all the riches he had. So think about that. But she didn't think about her husband. I'm not saying she didn't mourn on the husband when he died, but we don't read that. Or if somebody read it, enlighten me, But so the disrespect that Bathsheba had for her husband, that's what we're talking about here. We talked about King David earlier, and he disrespected Israel as a whole. But Bathsheba had a chance to say no. Eve had a chance to say no. What did she do? She did disrespect her husband, Adam, and the Most High. So these women had a chance to say no, right? And they didn't. And just like I was talking about my issue, mine is the petty, the most smallest issue, what caused the whole nation to go into captivity. But my issue is that she had a chance to say, no, this is my husband. Let me go see what he wants. She told her husband, I'm talking to somebody. So what I'm saying is that if we respect one another as husband and wife, as brother and sister, as mother and son, father and daughter, Israel will grow and be better. And that means we follow the law and we get out of this captivity that we're in. So respect is very important.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. I put myself in people's shoes and I put myself in Eve's shoes. If I was a woman today and I seen how everything went down in the beginning, I would be very humble as a woman today, knowing that me as a woman can be very dangerous because the scripture says what a virtuous woman could do what to a man, make people in the gates talk about the man, right? So a woman could be so good she can uplift a man, but she could be so bad and kill a man. You say a man can live longer, and you can kill a man too. So a woman got to understand how dangerous she is, and turn back to the Most High and work on herself. A lot of women is not doing that. A lot of women need to work on themselves. Straight up.
I would say, man, those are both some solid points. I would say when it comes to respect, respect to a man is as essential as acceptance and affirmation is to the woman. So when women think about respect for a man, in order to understand that, think about how important a man's affirmation and his acceptance is to you, what it means to you. Right? It's like that. It's just that essential. It's a need. It's something that we all need. And you'll hear people say that respect is earned. Right. And if that's the case, then that means love is earned. Respect is an essential aspect to life. And we should all have respect for all things until we see that those things aren't respectable. And once we see that, then we remove ourselves. We don't ever engage in the disrespect. But Respect is not earned, respect is given. Respect is like the most fundamental aspect of loving somebody. You respect them. Respect is not exclusive to men, it's inclusive to all people, men and women. But understand that men being in authority, respect is essential to us because of that. If you can respect that, then you can respect us. And that shows that you love us. And so in return for our respect, and in return for your respect, we'll give you the love, the acceptance, and the affirmation that you need to be what you need to be. And I conclude with that. All praise to the Most High.
All right. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're in closing, I'd like to say I'm glad everybody came out, listened to this. This is very important for Israel as a nation of people. The respect level of black men versus black women, in Israel. Respect. I love the black woman. I have no problem giving that respect to black women. Now, if you caught me back in my 20s, I probably wouldn't know what you're talking about, but today I do. Thank God for that. Thank y'all for that. But I think when we respect one another and when the black woman show the respect for the black men, it empowers us. It makes us want to do good. You know, it makes us want to do the right thing. It makes us want to protect you. We're going to protect you anyway. Well, I can't say speak for all, but the ones on here on this panel in the chat, we will. But when y'all show that respect, y'all just don't understand what that does to us. It brings all kinds of empowerment to us for you. So it's no, I know y'all been taught to stay strong, black woman. Yes, that's good. But when it comes to us, respect us, and you will see what I'm talking about. That everything that you've been wanting, you will get from us. It's all starts with respect. That's my last words before we get off. Y'all got something y'all want to say?
All praise to the Most High. Shalom, y'all.
Yep. Shalom. Hit that sub and that like.
Yeah, I forgot. I don't know how to do that. Hit that sub, like TRR, Resurrected Truth, Negroes Only. And some idiot just came in and made some stupid things. So y'all look at this right here. I always got somebody. Look at this. Y'all see that? You see that?
Well, I'll say this. He said, what happens when all the women in your family are toxic mommies? I would say if you grew up in a situation like that, separate yourself. Pray for them, separate yourself. And just start a new line for yourself and start better. That's another issue within our people. You know what I mean? That's all I can really say to that. Separate yourself.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the curses, man.
Yeah.
If you don't understand who you are as a people, I can understand you looking at that as that.
I just don't understand how we can do anything with each other, and you got another people ruling over us. We just need to get up out of here. Do the best we can with each other until we get up out of here. we just got. It just don't make no sense to me.
Whoever this is, he's getting very upset. Okay, brother, my fault for calling you an idiot. My fault. I would take that. I apologize. Forgive me.
He said, "What the hell wrong with
your mama just died?" It just asked a question. I thought you was a troll. Just asked a question. So sorry about that, but ain't no gay stuff over here.
Why you go gay? Why you say he gay?
See, look. See, this is look. Now you keep going. All right, man, we getting off.
Yeah.
You see,
hey, you want to bring up? Would you like to come now?
Look at that! Look at that! Calling me.
He's
a pro.
Yeah,
he's another.
He said one word, he go off.
Yeah, one word gets you mad, then you act like a woman. You act gay. I mean, come on, man. You gotta be a man by that.
Yeah,
I just said I apologize for saying that. Now you still upset.
You keep going. Yeah.
What you want me to do? Dang, I can't do no more than that. Apologize. Dang. What you want me to do? You want me to buy you lunch in the morning, breakfast? I mean,
cash out.
Want me to cash out you breakfast money? Is that what you?
He said mother just died.
Yeah, your mother
what
just
they got
died.
To do? What they got to do with what? Like he knew that. Come on, man, get your ass out of here. Like he knew your mother died. You gonna say?
I apologize. Hey, bro, I apologize. I was wrong for that. I sat there and said that, and you still going off. So it lets me know that you one of these guys just, I don't know, want to argue.
Dude said his mother just died. Like you knew that. So that let you know he a troll.
My mother, like I know your mother died. Come on, man.
He can say whatever you want to say. You came on here. He can say what you like. Get your ass out of here.
Because you talk. My thing is, if you in the truth, why would you? I mean, I understand some people might not know, but we know our people up under curse, so they're gonna have women or men that's crazy in our families. Let's not. Come on, man. We know that.
But look though, he already told on himself. He said the women. He got a bunch of mammies in his, so he displaying that he grew up with a bunch of women.
He grew up with a bunch of women. That's why he's so soft.
Yeah, you can't
act like that.
That's why I said you couldn't call him when you called him an idiot. He went off. That was his his trigger word.
Yeah. So whenever I say, "Hey, I apologize," right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we like this. We like this. We like doing this.
Camilla said, "Come on, we ain't gonna go off on them."
No, we like no, we like doing this.
Yeah.
Dudes
I
like
apologize to the guy. I said, "Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have said that," and he still went off.
Yeah, like he knew your mother. Yeah, we're condolence, but who the hell knew that?
Mm-hmm. Shalom, go to mass. How you doing?
Out of here.
All right, now look what it said. This is a place of peace. Scripture. You need pray, respect the brother at the panel. He apologized now. Check his. Yeah, I apologize. You're right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. As soon as he said that, what I do? I said, "You're right. I apologize. It was on me. I shouldn't say that. I thought you was a troll." Then he went crazy, so we know he's a troll. But anyway, I'd like to say shalom, y'all. Glad you. It was really good. I think somebody learned something. I know I did, y'all. And y'all, I hate to say this. I ain't gonna say I hate to say this because we're supposed to do this. I was able to let stuff off of my chest go, especially what happened in my past. And I'm glad for y'all to be an ear to hear that. That's what we're supposed to do. Yeah, I'll hold on to that, man. That junk is rough, man. I'll hold on and I let it go. You notice I never even said to y'all on the phone.
Well, that's, I know. You ain't never tell me that. Yeah.
So
that's the first time we hear
I was able to let it go, let it all out, and I feel so good about it. It's not all about me, but you let some stuff go too that you never said you said. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Yep.
You never. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know. At least none of us didn't let nothing go about no gay stuff. But yeah, that's good.
I don't know about running that back though.
I don't know about running that back. Running back got let us stuff go about the Mexicans.
The Mexicans, come on, man.
But yeah, man, I was able to let
Damn
stuff
tacos.
out. So everybody heard, and that, you know, that's how I am. And some people say, why you got to, you know, I hear people, you know, that know me, that watch the channel on the sneak tip that's in my area. They'll say stuff like, why you say that? Why you ask people to pray for your daughter and all that? Why not? What you mean? More, the scriptures tells you to do that. What are you talking about? What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that. I don't have to be secretly. I want people to pray for me and have a best interest in me or what's going on with my family and my daughter. I want that. And I'm glad y'all did, and my daughter's doing much better. You know, so what's wrong with that? But you know, some people are so secretly they don't do that, and you can miss your blessing. And I was secretly about that. I was really hurt on that, you know, in the past. That really ashamed as being a man. I was ashamed. I mean, how many men will put up the stuff what I went through? I know it's 2-3 sides to the story, but I'm telling my side to the story. And I told the truth, and that's what happened. That's sad, you know. And I would never put up with that again. But yeah, I did. That's sad. I never put up with that.
And that's back in your early stage too. So you learned. Like same with me. It was all when it was 20, 21, 19. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Do they really count?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say this for you close. To everybody who hate Israelite men, you might as well hate God. Because we're the closest to God you're gonna get on this earth. Shalom.
You're exactly right. Shalom. I'm glad y'all here. We're gonna get it in. We ready to get it in. We're ready to get it in. We're ready to go home. And this is part of us getting ready to go home, having respect for one another, loving one another. You know, it's part of us getting ready to go home. All right, we out. Shalom, y'all.
Shalom. Shalom.